I think we're live. Wait. This thing right here. Oh, yeah. Can you see me on there?
Mm-hmm. We the people says 5 times 5. Maybe that means
What's going on, guys?
Dan Solana.
What happened?
Dan Solana. Hey, Greg, what's good, man?
Hey, Dan, what's going on? We the people.
Cheeky cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese, right? Is that Chuck E. Cheese? Or Chuck
right?
Cheese or whatever? Cheeky Cheese.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? How's everybody doing?
Kuchulain,
How you doing, Greg? I'm good. I'm doing good. How do you say it? Chuchulain? Chuchulain, whatever. What are you doing? Dude, I'm bad with names. I can barely say. She's throwing me names, but she's just as bad as me. Shit on me. Yeah, she's just as bad as I am. I can't figure anything out. What was I gonna say? Did you guys see the video I did this morning? Because there was some people's comments were getting kiboshed, and that's not gonna happen. That was not by us, but it's not gonna happen anymore. Let's see. Lucia, somebody's asking me a question.
She says, "Hey, Greg, my real name is Greg too."
Oh shit!
With 3 G's.
Yeah, no, he's with me, same as me. Hey, Chuck.
My mom didn't like Gregory.
Same thing with me, Chucky. With Greg, but I'm a Greg, right? I'm not a Gregory, so I'm a Greg, G-R-E-G-G, and my name was actually supposed to be Joe. Is that Joe Zapata?
Mirella says, "Hello, Greg. He sent you $9.99."
Hey, Joe, you don't have to do it. Hey, what's going on, man? How's my brother, my boy Joe Zapata's in the house. How you doing, Joe? Joe, Lucia's, I think, are you on his laptop? No. Or that thing?
No,
I thought she was on that thing. She was waiting to get a case.
Who's more Italian?
Morella.
Jersey?
Hey, Morella.
That's a good question. Who's more Italian, Jersey or New York? And they sent you $9.99.
Thank you, Real Tev. What's it? Real Tev?
Mm-hmm.
What? Thank you to Real Tev. Jersey and New York are brother and sister. There's a small river, the Hudson River, which in some areas you can almost, Babe Ruth could hit a baseball across it. So that's what separates New York and New Jersey. See, people don't realize that. Even southern Connecticut, it's what they call the tri-state area. Listen, Bob Bonham owned a gym, famous gym, one of the most famous gyms, ever. It's a strong and shapely gym. And wait a minute. Bob lived. Joe, help me out here. Joe Zapata. Doug, where was WOR TV? That was oh God, what the hell's the name of that? Not Karlstad. Anyway, Bob lived in Jersey. Okay, and Bob would jump right in the Lincoln Tunnel. Lived literally minutes from the Lincoln Tunnel in the Jersey side. Go right underneath the fucking water and come out and could make it in Midtown Manhattan in less than 10 minutes. And he's in Jersey. So he'd be in Midtown Manhattan in 10 minutes. So you guys that don't understand. Channel 9. Yes, a caucus. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. My boy Joseph.
Abel Hernandez. I loved RX Muscle this past Tuesday, but I like every episode.
Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, I know I got a little upset with, because that same shit was done to me and my children. They didn't even allow my father to see after my mother died, everything. My mother was dead already, but they didn't allow my father to see my son and everything. But my daughter was with me. So I had my daughter, but my father couldn't see. So I understand all that stuff. The stuff with Boston Lloyd I'm talking about from the after hours. So when you saw me going off, that's because I lived that shit, so I know. And that fucking guy's not a man for doing that shit. You got to be a man, not a man. So, I come from a different mindset. But anyway, getting back to the thing with Jersey and New York. Jersey, Bob Bonham would make it from his house in Secaucus in literally...
That's about it for $19.99.
Oh, geez, George, you didn't have to... Is that Joe? That's George, right? George, thank you so much, man.
See you April 27th. The fight is on.
The fight? Oh, wait, you're fighting again?
On the 27th. That's the fight that's happening on the 27th, April.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about the fight is on. You know,
The fight is on. All right, April 27th. George Zapata. By the way, George has got some bagels, man, out there. Georgie's Bagels in Berwick, Pennsylvania. I'll tell you what, the man makes some great bagels. My daughter, whose mother owned a bagel store. She owned a bagel store, and her bagels were like legendary. My daughter was really.
Adam McNeil.
She liked George's bagels.
Adam McNeil, who had gotten blocked. It says, "Hi, Greg, you're looking good."
Thank you, Adam McNeil. But anyway, George, thank you. Thank you so much. My brain is shot here. Oh, Adam McNeil, who I guess I think he's one of the guys that got one of the comments blocked last week or whatever. That wasn't us. That's not going to happen again. There's no more moderators on here. I put the kibosh. There was guys getting blocked left and right. I don't care. You could ask me the most fucked up thing. Call me names. Say I'm the biggest piece of shit that ever lived. That's fine. But I don't care. Nobody gets blocked. So I'm sorry, Adam. You're one of my guys anyway. Oh, what's this? Real Tev. Thank you, Real Tev. Again, Mike Tyson or Jake Paul? Of course, Mike Tyson. But, I mean, we've talked about this, before. You got to understand something. We don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. We don't really know. We don't know if is Tyson really going in there to try to kick his fucking ass? Now, I know he says that, but he's not the same Mike Tyson. And even when he does that, sign the contract, and he does all that shit, and he's like, Jakey, are you ready for this? He never talked like that. In the old days, he was like, I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill your mother. I'll fucking eat your children. That's the way he was. So I'm already a little skeptical if this is not going to be. Remember the Roy Jones thing? Him and Roy Jones went in there, and they were doing the whole fucking, you hit, I hit. All right, you throw one punch, I throw a punch. You throw a punch. So what's the real mindset? If he's really going in there to win, because if he's really going in there to win, he's going to kill. He's going to kill Jake Paul. Obviously, anybody can get punched in the face. I've had when my niece was 10, she accidentally cracked me in the face. So I was like, holy shit. You don't know. You know what I mean? So, and Jake Paul has power. So, but is Mike Tyson really going to go in there to take Jake Paul's head off? Because if he is, he's going to kill him. Well, what's somebody saying here? John.
Sounds like
is that John? I can't see. Who is that? Is that John Saluti? I can't see, Lucia. Somebody's saying something over
here.
Where? Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure about the whole fucking fight, John. I agree with you. I'm not really sure how legit it is. If it's a big money grab, I'm not so sure that if they just go in there, and even if Tyson smacks him around but doesn't knock him out, if they're going to give the decision to Jake Paul, so it's controversial, so now they have to fight again. I can tell you this. One thing I know for a fact, whether it's set up, whether it's not, whatever, there's no way Mike Tyson's going to take a dive, and that he won't do. So is he really going to go in there, though? Is he going to do what he did with fucking Roy Jones, or is he going to go in there and try to take his fucking head off? That's the question. I mean, we don't know. I don't know which Mike Tyson's going to show up. Is it going to be killer Mike Tyson, or is it going to be, Mike Tyson and I need got old, now he's doing movies, acting, because he's not that fucking guy that wants to kill people. You know what I'm saying? It's a different animal, The Zapata brand saying Chuck E. Cheese exhibitions are regulated also. He will have, I can't read that.
He will have a problem passing drugs.
He will have a problem passing drugs. So George, who is a boxer himself, who's talking here, he's got a fight coming up April 27th. George Zapata is saying, and I agree with George, it is an exhibition. So it's not like, regular rules and everything else. And, even if somebody got knocked out, it doesn't count. It's not going to go on their record and everything. And you are talking about a 57-year-old. I heard all these guys already saying, but, you don't lose your power. But you lose your fucking, your timing and your accuracy and your ability to fucking duck and move. Yeah, we all see that shit. The 20-second clips of Tyson, like this and fucking bobbing and moving. Oh, wow, look at that. That's hitting a bag, and it's 20 seconds worth. What's happening when a 57-year-old's going in there after smoking a lot of pot, which he does a lot of that shit, fucking around with all that, psilocybin shit, right? He does that. He talks about it. He gets lit now. He likes, I see him on podcasts smoking the weed, and he's like, Now, 57 years old. Is his win going to be there? Is he going to be able to do the shit for more than 20 seconds? Or after that, is he going to be doing what he did with Roy Jones, where they're going in there dancing, smack, smack, like this, smack, smack, you smack me, I smack you. We don't know. So that's all I'm saying. It's kind of getting beat. I agree with what John Saluti said. I agree that it is kind of getting fucking worn out now. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Jeez, thank you, Real Tev.
Craziest best gym story.
Oh, craziest best gym story. Holy shit. Well, one of the ones, there's a million, I've seen really bad shit in gyms, we've had gym fights at our gym. My gym was there were savages where I was, I was in Peekskill, New York, and it was we'd be big fucking picture window in my gym, my first gym, the one that Lee Haney trained at. Lee Haney, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Lee Haney, Lee Labrada, Ron Love, Laura Cravell, Vince Taylor, John, Dean Caputo, fucking, geez, there's so many more. My God, Janet Tech, Renell Javier, fucking Ron Love, Jackie Pace, Laura Cravell, Vince Taylor, Tanya Knight, Rick Valente, fucking, it's so many pro bodybuilders. And it was fucking shootouts, right? Now, we'd be the big picture window. Sometimes you see guys out there. I remember a dude with a big 8-ball jacket, popping a shotgun, just shooting down the road, some black dude. They'd have gang fights. It was so bad. At this time in the 80s, this is the 80s. Lee Haney trained here in 1987. Lee Labrada trained there 2 weeks before the LA Olympia. And then I was out in LA.
No shit. Thoughts on P. Diddy.
What?
Phil Bauer says, thoughts on P. Diddy.
Oh, wait a minute. I'll get to that in a minute. Listen to me. But the thing is, though, you were talking crazy gym stories here, so give me a second. There was a whore murdered. Her body was dumped in our fucking dumpster on the side of our building, and there was a parking lot. It was so bad, Peekskill, back then, that in the 80s, per capita, it had the highest murder rate per capita in the country. It was bad. And there was cop shot. It was so bad that across the street from us, Crossroads Plaza there was a McDonald's. This McDonald's in the worst ghettos on the planet. And that McDonald's went out of business because they would rob it. There'd be all kinds of shit. People get shot. It was fucking nuts. So we would see that kind of shit. We'd be ducking. We'd be working out in the gym all sudden. Pop, pop, pop. We'd look out the window like this, and it'd be like a shootout, But that's neither here nor there. I think that you guys, I can tell you one time, you might like this one, Real Tev. I was in Gold's gym. This is one of, there was two actually kind of stories I could tell. There's a bunch, really. There's a million. But two that people like is the one where I was in there and the cops came in there and I was actually training. I was talking with Matarazzo, and all of a sudden they come in and they go like this, and they get Matarazzo over to the front desk, and the cops come out and they take him out of there because Mike Matarazzo was telling me he's just got jumped. There's alleyways in California. It's weird. They have like a lot of alleyways. You know what I mean? It's not like that in New York City. There's not alleyways, but in California, there's alleyways. The alleys. And there's an alleyway right by Gold's Gym. There's one right on the side of Gold's Gym, and the fucking guys try to jump him, and he beat the shit out of one of them. Beat the shit out of both of them, but one of them he threw in the dumpster.
Real Test in 1999 again.
Oh, what is it? Real Test.
Thoughts on DMAA pre-workout? Did you ever?
I never tried DMMA.
DMAA.
Oh wait, DMAA. No, in Game Face there's DMAE. You know what I mean? I never tried that, so I'm a little leery about shit. I haven't tried by giving you information about that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to give you wrong information. I'm an ephedra guy all the way, bro. Ephedra all the way. But Real Tev, let me finish my story because you'll like this. So basically, Matarazzo beat the shit out of two guys that tried to jump him. Threw one in the dumpster, and I guess the other he left on the side of the dumpster. And the cops actually came and took him out of Gold's Gym. Now, but one of the best ones was I was in Gold's Gym, and I had, I was talking to some of the Barbarian brothers, or one of the Barbarians. Jesus, I can't spit it out. One of the Barbarian brothers, right? You're talking 1981, 82. You know what I mean? So I forget which one it was, and I can't remember. They're both wacky. It's been a long time. So, but I forgot which one I was talking to. But anyway, Pete Grumkowski comes over and he goes, "Get out of here. Get your brother and get the fuck out of here right now. We got to go." And what it was Lalo Zato came down there and they had been staying. I've told this story before, but they had been staying at Lalo Zato's house while he was away. They were house sitting for him and they would have parties and he would break shit and they'd have people they'd invite all their friends over. So people were breaking up shit in Alzato's house and, shitting in his bed and crazy shit like that. So when Alzato came home, he called up Pete Grumkowski and he told him, "I'm going to fucking kill those two motherfuckers. I'm coming down to the gym right now." And I was in the gym. I was there. You can ask John Romano. I was there. Okay. So whichever one it was, so he leaves, he gets his brother, they leave, they get him out of there. And fucking Alzato comes down. And I'm up in the back of the gym, but all I could hear is fucking screaming. And Alzato was throwing a fit up at the front desk. "If I catch those motherfuckers," and Grumkowski's, look, I told them they can't come back in the gym. They were banned for 6 months. True story. They were banned for 6 months from Gold's Gym because Lyle Alzato said, "I'm coming here every fucking day, and you tell those motherfuckers if I catch him." And he was going to go to Worlds. He was going to try to catch him at all the gyms. But he trained, Lyle trained at Gold's Gym. So, I thought that was great because I happened to be standing right there when Grumkowski came over. You know what I'm saying? So it was. I thought that was kind of cool. I've seen fist fights in the gym and crazy shit, throwing weights, where the whole gym starts going like in a bar. You know what I mean? That was in my gym, not Gold's. But, because my gym was there was savages. Some of the guys that know me and have been, to my Peekskill gym, the one in Peekskill, it was fucking dudes beating with bats and shit. I got hit, it was fucking crazy.
Lane 1967, Gregg, did the Barbarians do strict exercises? All I ever saw them doing was throwing weights around.
Kuchelane's asking, did the Barbarian brothers ever do strict exercises? They would just throw weights around. All he ever said was them throw weights around. Yeah, they did strict. They did pretty strict stuff. They like to make a show of it. A lot of screaming, a lot of loud noises, a lot of shit like that. You know what I mean? They were strict. They were strong, bro. They didn't get like that because they were just playing around. They were definitely legit. But they like to make a show of it,
HA88.
Thank you, HA88.
Would you ever fly to the UK if possible for any of the big
Would I ever fly to UK
for any of the big expos? And who was tougher than Mike Christian?
Oh, would I ever? That's actually a good question. Would I ever fly to the UK? I would. I'm not. I know Dave Palumbo makes jokes all the time. Valentino doesn't want to leave us up. I am a big New York guy. I fucking love New York. I can't help it. You know what I mean? Even though it's savagery going on right here, right now. You go to cities, the city's insane. Where I live is okay, but it's still insane. I'm right there at the city. It's bad. But the thing is, I would fly to UK, I guess, if I had something going on, like a gig or, obviously, like everybody else. I can't fly on my own Chicago. You know what I'm saying? There'd have to be a reason for me to go to, but I would do it. Absolutely. I'd like to see other places, but I'm kind of like, you ever see Chevy Chase in the movie, like Vacation, when they pull up and they get up to the Grand Canyon and he stands there and he goes, "Look at that. Look at the Grand Canyon. See that, kids?" He puts his arm around his kids and he's looking, "Wow, amazing. Okay, we saw it. Let's go." You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't explain it a little bit like that. I'm not the kind of guy that could be somewhere for too long. I'm a home guy. I'm a New York guy. It's a little bit like that. But I would definitely go. Yes, I would go to the UK. And you're asking me who was tougher than Mike Christian? Nobody. I'll tell you who's a pretty good fighter too. Charles Glass. Charles Glass had a reputation. He can hang and bang. But I don't think there was anybody who could take Mike Christian. Mike Christian was a bad dude. Nicest fucking guy on the planet. I was in his apartment. He's the one who gave me the first book, the Underground Steroid Handbook. He was actually working. He wasn't a pro yet. He was working. He was he used to be like the caretaker of a hotel, out in but not far from Gold's Gym, right? couple blocks away from Gold's Gym. It was a hotel, and he lived in the caretaker's quarters, like the little. Oh, it's like it was almost like a little cottage thing, if I remember correct. I just remember being in there. His girlfriend was making soup, some sort of soup. I remember asking, "You want some soup?" And but he was a great guy. But if you piss him off, he'll fucking kill you. And nobody wanted to fuck with him. Nobody.
Real Tips and $9.99 again saying, I know you got some good strip club stories. LOL.
Oh, Real Tev. Real Tev, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I do have. Which strip club stories do you want, man? I got some great ones. Hold on one second. And
the girl puking, was that there?
Which one?
The girl puking and then making out with her.
Oh no, that was in high school. Oh. Wait, that wasn't a strip club. She asking me about it. I said, fucking some girl I knew was fucking. It wasn't a girl. It was a guy. It was the guy that was throwing up, and his girlfriend came over and started making out with him. And then she's spitting like this. And I'm like, oh, she's spitting chunks of shit out of her mouth. That he was because he was vomiting. That was high school. That wasn't a strip club. And then wait, Jacob. Lou, you're supposed to be reading. I can't read this shit. Jacob Santino wants to know, Greg, tell us a Ray Menser onion story. Oh my God.
What's that?
No, with Colin Coker and everything. He's talking about the one with Coker. All right, hold on one second.
Where are you going?
No, because that's a long. Some of these are long stories.
Yeah.
What's the name? Real Tav just asked me really fast.
Good strip club stories.
I mean, I got a gazillion of them, man. Holy shit! Even my girlfriend knows them all.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that everybody seems to like the best was. I'll have to nutshell this. It's on Generation Iron. I'll nutshell. Otherwise, I'll be standing here telling stories. We'll be talking till 1 o'clock in the morning. And Jacob, I'm going to get to you too, so I haven't forgotten you. Really fast, I had fucked around with this chick, right? I remember eating her box, and I had hubba bubba bubble coming in my mouth when I started. And she was a stripper, right? She actually was like, I was dating her and everything. And, real fast, I'm fucking eating her out, and all of a sudden it's like blood, coming everywhere. And I'm like, oh, fuck, shit. I look, and I, real fast, what had happened was I had tonsils. My tonsils were swollen. I didn't even really notice. So used to getting tonsillitis and shit like that. And one tonsil like exploded, and there was blood everywhere. But then when I'm done fucking, I'm like, like, holy shit. She's like, that's not me, you motherfucker, that's you. And I'm like, oh, I thought she was out on a rag, right? What it was my tonsil exploded, but I had hubba bubba bubble gum in my mouth. She knows. I'm actually friends with the girl still. She's on, now she's fucking, you're talking, this is 1980. And, she's an older woman now. Back then, I didn't even want to tell you how old she was because she was on, I'm not going to say a word. Anyway. But she was a stripper. We didn't know her real age. My boss didn't know. She was hired, she was 6 feet tall. It's the funniest fucking thing is I would go in a bar with her and my friends, I think I told you a story before. There was like a half wall, you know what I mean, in a bar when you first walk in a bar. And you'd see her head come and she'd wear fucking high heels. And then all of a sudden it looked like she's alone until she came around the side and there I was with her. That's not funny. Anyway, so, all right, real fast. So fast forward. I'm in a bar that night and I'm working the door. So my one tonsil exploded, blood, and all that. But now it's flat and it's good. And it's like, it's like relieved. You know what I mean? It's relieved. It's no longer swollen. The other tonsil was. Ironically, it was this tonsil. Wait, I'm looking at myself, so I can't tell. It's on the right side. Okay, this tonsil. This is where I had the throat surgery. If you look at the video, I was cut on the neck and down the throat. They took out muscles. They actually took my tonsils. They took out all these. That's why sometimes when I cough, I do that shit. But anyway, so this tonsil swollen. And I'm like, fuck, man, I can't. I need to pop it. Like the other one exploded. The blood got away. So I'm like, okay, let me do this. So I went in the back. This is a strip club now, and in the back they had a kitchen. And I went in the back, and I went and I took a skewer. Right? A skewer that you stick fucking shish kebabs on, a metal skewer like that, the little ring on the end. So I took it and I went, kick like this, and I fucking jammed it in. And I fucking, basically, I blacked out, like fainted almost, you know what I mean? Like this. And it was stuck in my throat, sticking out. And one of the strippers comes in the back, and she really fast. She comes and looks at me, and she's like, "Oh my God, are you all right? What's wrong?" And she sees this thing sticking out of my mouth. And I sat up, I pulled it out of my mouth, and I sat up, and fucking blood shot out of me like fucking projectile vomit, but it was blood. And it shot her right in the face and everywhere. And she's like, ah! It didn't look like, she looked like Carrie. And I got pictures of this girl. I got fucking, not with the blood on her face, but I still have pictures of these strippers. I would put them on Instagram, but if they have I got to find a way so you guys can see this shit. Anyway, I could show you girls. I still have pictures of these girls of me, all young and everything. Anyway, so the fucking blood shot hit her in the fucking face. I'm sitting there and the blood's fucking squirting out of my mouth. Like this. Because, I guess I hit an arm. I ran out and went into the bathroom. I ran out into the fucking, where the crowd of people were, and everybody sees me, and blood's just shooting out of me everywhere, and people start darting out of the bar, running away, because the bathroom's right there to the right. You come out, the back room, here's the strip, one stage here, bars right here, but right before the bar is the bathroom. I was trying to make it to the bathroom, but I couldn't. And I'm tripping, and the blood's just shooting out of me like this, and everybody's screaming. Girls are running. They're running for cover. Like people running out of the bar and shit. And it was all because I popped that other tonsil with a fucking skewer. Hear this, Anyway, so I figured that's kind of an unusual story,
Somebody was asking if you sold steroids to pro bodybuilders.
Oh, did I sell steroids to pro bodybuilders? Bro, I sold steroids to pro bodybuilders, pro athletes, you name it. Yes, I did sell a lot of steroids to pro bodybuilders, and I was very well respected. But anyway, what was the other question now? The other kid asked me, wait, how do you do this?
Titus out yet? Oh, the one about,
okay,
what do you think about Diddy? What do you
no, the Ray Menser, he asked me, so I got to.
The onion?
Yeah, well, I mean, the long story is basically, it's a long story. I got to watch it. Story. I mean, the story's up online already, but I used to see Ray Menser in the gym all the time. You know what I mean? And Ray was fucking nuts, I mean, he was really what both Mike and Ray were both fucking off the hook crazy. A lot of drinking too. Big alcoholics, cigarettes like fucking crazy. Cigarette, alcohol, Anyway. My friend we used to call him Dave Onions. He used to sit and eat a fucking onion. You know the big onions? What do they call Videa onions or whatever the fuck? They're big, like softballs. He would sit there and eat the fucking thing. His breath would stink. He would stink. And I was friends with, he was really close with Dr. Carlin Coker. Anyway, I was out in California real fast. They came out to see me. Dr. Carlin Coker came with him. And, we're all childhood friends and everything. And Dave's out there with the onions and all. And Ray Menser's in a fucking, he's in the gym. We're all training. Next thing we know, me and Carlin Coker are training. Next thing we know, we see Ray, who's in a bad fucking mood already. You know what I mean? Nasty fuck. And very moody. And he starts fucking talking. Him and Dave Onions somehow are fucking hooking up talking, And Ray was upset because his girlfriend fucking left and all this other, it's, the whole story's online. So if I keep telling the whole story the way it is. Anyway, long story short, Ray's upset. His girlfriend left him. So him and Dave kind of fucking, hook up together, Me and Carlin Coker were training. After the workout, we had to drop Ray off, right? We dropped Ray off, driving a van. Dave Onions is driving a van. Next day we come back that night. Ray is, Ray and Dave, they're drunk out of his fucking mind, shot because his girlfriend left, really depressed. Again, I'm trying to speed up the story here. There's a lot more to it, but he's all fucking drunk, fucking out of his fucking mind. And they sleep in a van, come back. Next day I see fucking Ray is sitting there with Dave Onions eating a giant fucking onion. Eating the onion with Dave. They're sitting out by Gold's Gym. There's a parking lot right there. And they're sitting out there, and Dave is sitting there with a fucking onion, and he's got Ray. Now, the whole time Ray was bitching. I can't believe you're eating onions. What are you, fucking crazy? You know what I mean? And now he's got Dave. And now Dave somehow got Ray because Ray was depressed. He helped him. He's drunk. He just helped him get rid of the drug. Dave convinced him. Dave's a doctor. Carlin's a doctor, too. MD. So now we got him to eat the fucking onion, and Ray's like, this is great. I feel fucking great. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, this is like the most amazing thing because the whole time Ray was bitching about Dave eating the onions. You know what I mean? I know I'm skipping through the fucking story, and I'm sorry, guys. It's just that if I sit here and tell the whole story, into each detail, then I'm going to be telling stories all night, and I don't want to miss every. But that was the whole gist of it. That my friend Dave, onions, we clocked her and everything. We sat there and had Ray Menser like eating these onions and like, yeah, fuck my girlfriend, all that kind of shit. Like he believed in all the shit that Dave fed him. You understand? After being drunk out of his fucking mind and being depressed over it, and they went to a bar called the Red Onion because that's where all the shit went. Ironically, so that's where he always used to go. All the bodybuilders used to go to this fucking bar called the Red Onion. And if you talk to any bodybuilders back then, they'll say, yes, he's right. Back in 1981, I think even Lou Ferrigno's wife used to hang out there before she was with Lou. I think Menzer had dated her. I'm not sure. I think Mike dated her. Ray was fucking crazy. But anyway, I got along with them. But Mike was used to berate me because of the way I trained, But that's neither here nor there. What else? Let's see. Give me some more shit here, because I feel.
Somebody's asking, can you talk about Lil Alzado kicking the Barbarian Brothers' ass?
Leo who?
Lil Alzado.
Oh, Lyle Alzado. Yeah, I just talked about that. He did in front of me. I didn't see no fight with Lyle Alzado. In front of me, all he did was, he freaked out, but they had already left. Gronkowski knew that Alzado was coming down because Alzado told him, I'm going to fucking kill you. You know what I'm saying? So that, I didn't see them actually fist fight. I don't think he ever fought. He would kill them. They weren't fighters, bro. The Barbarian Brothers were not fighters. Lyle Alzado was a fucking bad dude. You know what I mean? But anyway,
I follow his high intensity, low sets, usually 2 per exercise, and has been working awesome. But I go higher frequency, more workouts per week.
Who's that saying that?
Then he later.
Wait, I just want to say Ernesto.
Cheese Ranch.
Okay, Ernesto Rodriguez was, I was talking about that before. Ernesto, I was saying I could relate to the reason why I went off on Boston Lloyd, his father, basically. You can say what you want, but Boston lived with his mother, and when he goes stay with his father, he kept going back to his mother. And I know he had a relationship with both his mother and his father, but you don't do that. I don't give a fuck. When my wife pulled bullshit on me, I still told my daughter, no, you show your mother respect, you love her, that's your mother. You know what I mean? Whatever goes on between me and the mother, that's one thing. I never tried to stop my daughter from seeing her mother. Meanwhile, they stopped my son from seeing me. Okay, so and my father. So grandparents' rights, I get that. That's what I was talking about. That's why I went off. And, I was so heated at that moment because I was, got to understand, I'm going through it. Dave's kind of going through something similar to that. So he kind of, we're not going to talk about that, but there's a lot of bullshit. And John Romano, also, we all know what that's like. All right. So that's why I don't get like that. I have a long fuse. You have no clue. I have the longest fuse. But there's certain things that I have dementia with, man. Like I get fucking crazy, and that's one of them. That's why I tell you, I don't care if if you and your wife or you and your girlfriend, if you have a kid and you don't pay child support, I don't care if she says, look, I'm taking your money. Look at this. All this money you're giving me for the kids, I'm giving it to my new boyfriend and he's going to buy a motorcycle with it. You still got to pay. I don't give a fuck. You still got to pay. It's the right thing to do. Because one day your kids, you know what your kids are going to say? They're going to tell the mother, you motherfucker. My father gave money every fucking month. You poisoned me on him. Meanwhile, he paid. He did the right thing. He sent me letters. And now you use that money for this motherfucker you're married to now. That's what you do. Okay? That's why you pay. It doesn't matter. Show that paper trail. One day, kids are going to be, my father's the hero. It happened to me. So that's why I got so, because if John Lloyd was in front of me at that moment, I'd have to show restraint. My girlfriend will tell you, it takes a lot to get me mad. But when I get mad, somebody's getting butt fucked and it ain't me. I'll jailhouse fuck you. I swear to God, I get nuts like that. You have no, Lou, tell these guys, I've fought bikers and fucking, I get nuts. I get nuts, bro. You have no fucking idea. I don't like to get like that. I don't like myself like that. But I'm just saying, if I have to, I can hang and bang and I can do it really, very well. But I don't want to be like that. But when it comes to kids, and I see that poor little boy who just lost his father, and now his father's, the grandfather's okay, but the grandmother ain't. I don't give a shit. Unless she's pinching his penis or doing something fucked up, she has every right to see him. And that's why. Sorry. So Ernesto, that's why I went off. If some of you people have no idea what I'm talking about, watch the After Hours show when Boston Lloyd's mother was on there, and I left a message for the father. You're not a fucking man, because you're not. If you don't do the right thing by your kid, you're not a fucking man. I don't want to hear that shit. I had deadbeat dads. I paid child support when I was in jail. I didn't give a fuck. My kids know I'm their fucking hero to this day. Okay? I'm the hero, bro. Because I did no matter what it was. I paid child support. And when my daughter needed new sneakers, I bought them. I didn't say, I gave your mother the money for child support. It's for her to buy the sneakers. I didn't do that. I'm like, come on, let's buy sneakers. Fuck it.
Chuck E. Cheese Ranch says, my wife doesn't pay child support and has only wanted to see her son in 3 years.
Well, listen.
Once in 3 years.
All right, Chuck E. Cheese, Greg. His name is Greg. Okay, Greg, listen to me. If you have custody of your kid and your wife has to pay, she's some piece of fucking work, bro. Because of women. Even in nature, you go up to a female bear. A female bear sees a male bear in the fucking area and it runs away. It gets scared because a male bear will rip a female bear apart. But now that female bear's got cubs and you go near the cub, even a female bear's like, oh, you just stepped across the line. She'll fight to the death. She will go after that male bear. It doesn't matter, because even in nature, mothers are nature their kids. And if you have a mother that wasn't like that, or you're married to somebody and you as a man got the kids, God bless you. I give you all the respect in the world. But your wife, that's not a mom, bro. Okay? Anybody can fucking squeeze out a kid. Any man can father a child, but not only a real man can be a dad. I'm a dad. See? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, I get fucking crazy about that shit.
Says you have to eat the raw onions for the testosterone.
Winmore said you got to eat the raw onion. No, dude, listen. I could have. Ray Manson was so. See, the whole thing is it's just a whole story today. It's a long story. I'd have to tell you the little intricates, little things that. I'd be sitting here all day. I'd still be talking about it. The problem is Ray didn't want it. Ray bitched the whole time. Dave, what are you doing eating that fucking shit? It stinks. Oh my God. Because Dave stunk, bro. His pit stunk. His fucking, you know what I mean? He was one of those. You'd smell him in the gym. Like, when you smell somebody in the gym and you're like, yo, is that fresh onion bagels I smell, or did you sleep in that shirt last night? You know what I mean? Because that shit stinks. You know what I mean? Or their breath. They got the high karate breath. That means that shit's kicking. Kung fu breath. That shit's kicking. But they don't care. I walk in the gym in the morning, you see all these old people on the treadmills, and I'm like, holy fucking salami factory. Don't you fucking eat or brush your teeth or do something? You come here right out of bed and I smell salami fucking breath.
Independent Dream sent you $10.
What happened?
Independent Dream sent you $10.
I can't see shit on this thing.
Do the man.
Oh, Independent Dream. Thank you so much, Independent Dream. I appreciate it. You just gave me a wet dream, Independent Dream. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. I just want you,
Chicky says, I'm the mom and dad. She was lacking the mother instinct.
Oh, Chuck E. Cheese says he's the mom and dad. And she was what?
Lacking the mother instinct. So she
listen.
That's why she left it.
No love lost. That's, my friend, my childhood friend did the same thing. His wife was a piece of shit. You have to be some piece of shit as a woman to not be able to get, or you could smack the shit out of your kids and a judge will still give you the fucking kids if you're a woman. Men, we're fucking low men on the totem pole. You know what I'm saying?
Sicilian says he thinks about Lucia's feet and do they smell like salami?
Sicilian says he thinks about Lucia's feet. Do they smell like salami? Lucia's feet smell like a field of roses. And I'm going to lick them and eat them when we're done with this. And she's going to get spam. My big fat Italian ham in her fucking can. We did last week, right? We had sex right after the fucking show last week. No, we have a great sex. Me and her fucking, we're two fucking nasty, horny pigs. We fuck all the time. Almost every day. So I'm lucky. Right? Lou, do we have sex almost every day? Look, she gets mad. She's like this. Lou? Just speak. Just say yes. Okay, I should show them your reflection in my sunglasses. If you guys want to see what Lucia looks like, by the way, guys keep asking. Just go to my Instagram, Gregg, G_Valentino. And you'll see her pictures on there. I just did a birthday thing for her. But anyway, and she doesn't like that, so she likes to remain in the bag, so to speak. She's going to get it in the back later. So wait. Oh, John Mancini, how you doing, my brother?
He had asked if you've seen the Boston.
Thank you, John.
If you had seen the Boston Lloyd documentary.
I have not seen. Somebody asked somebody just asked if I've seen the Boston Lloyd documentary. No, I haven't. You know, I talked to Boston Lloyd. As a matter of fact, I sent him a fucking bunch of my friends' game face. You know, because he read the ingredients. He's like, "Oh yeah, I want this." And unfortunately, I never got to hear back whether he took it or not. You know, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But he was going to come here. He said, I have to look at the message on. He messaged me. We were talking on Facebook, and he was telling me that, you know, I think Ariella has family in Long Island. Could be wrong. It could be him that has family. I think he said Ariella, though, and that he was going to come here, and then he wanted me and him to go to dinner. So he was a good boy. I really liked him. Look, did he do stupid shit? He absolutely did. But what about these other kids today that you see, the Trend twins or whatever? They look like they're in their 30s and shit, you know? I only saw one picture of them. I don't really follow this shit today, you know? Even the big kid, Sam, these kids, you know, what do you think they're doing that Boston didn't do? I know Boston went way further. I once saw Boston take a shot to his shirt, which was, I mean, I shouldn't talk. I reused shit all the time, reused needles and everything. It was like a fucking fish hook, you know? But shooting it through your clothes, you know, so you know, we're bodybuilders. We fucking self-medicate and we think we can cure everything ourselves. And that's partially what's kind of bad, you know? And I got to tell you something. I'm around a lot of these pros, not the guys today, the new guys. I don't really know the new guys. I don't give a shit, you know? I'm done with that. But, you know, the guys from 10 years ago and back, I'm around a lot of those guys, bro. And those fucking guys party like fucking rock stars. You have no idea. They do a lot of babanya, but they also do a lot of other babanya too, if you know what I mean. Oh, painkillers, this, that, that shit's fucking no-go for me.
Did you see the American Gladiators documentary?
Did I see the American Gladiators documentary? No. I didn't. I really don't watch much TV unless it's Yankees and they suck. Something along with football, something I wouldn't want my family involved in. Wait, okay. TC's asking me, is bodybuilding something along with bodybuilding is something along with MMA, and football is something I wouldn't want my family to be involved in. Is that what it says? Or involved in grimy? Yeah, you know, I don't want my kid is. Listen, Lou, my son. You know, I know I'm not saying because he's my son, but my son is a myostatin freak. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that fucking kid's got like 20 fucking inch arms or bigger. He's way bigger than me. And he doesn't lift weight. He used to lift weights when he was in the Army. You know, he was Army intelligence. Now he's NSA intelligence. But he used to lift weights when he was in the Army. He actually did a deadlift show and all that stuff. See, he was into that kind of lifting. But he is so big. Everybody's always saying, is that kid on steroids? He doesn't even lift weights. He's fucking huge. His hands are like fucking sausages. You know what I'm saying? And it's not from me. He didn't get that from me. Genetics. I have small joints and shit. You know, I create the illusion. I get the, you know, small hips and the V and all that. That fucking kid is a moose. You know, that kid's in high school. You ever go to high school with a guy, you know, who's like naturally thick, like he played football and shit, and you called him Moose or something like that, or, you know what I mean? Or, you know, House or Train or something, you know, like he was like, I'll rip out your neck and shit down this big thick. That was my son. His shoulders are fucking as wide, twice as wide as I am, thick, big heavy hands, big forearms, big fucking arms, Kurt the triceps. He didn't need it. Forget ever training triceps. He doesn't need to. They're totally round like this.
Joe Sanchez is not seeing any good Steve Reeves stories.
Good Steve. I've met Steve Reeves. I got a picture. I think go on my Instagram. You see, just do some scrolling and you'll see with Steve Reeves. I don't have any good stories though with Steve Reeves. I've met him. I can't say I know him. I have met him. I also met John Gremick, who was a great guy, actually, by the way. John Gremick, old school bodybuilder, great guy, really nice guy. And in my opinion, imagine that, John Gremick, I don't know if you guys know, but this guy, you know, bodybuilder in the 40s and shit like that. I mean, this fucking guy had muscle on him that even natural bodybuilders today, this is just using fucking bullshit weights. You know what I mean? He didn't have the equipment guys today have. And that guy, if he ever took steroids, he would have been a big Rammy, you know? That's the way my son is. Could be a big ram. Dead shoulders like this, big fucking thighs, moose. He's a Red Sox fan. He's killing me.
Christopher Commit me asked if does
Wait.
DEFA cause hair loss?
Independent Dreams. Tell the boss Dave I want to get sponsored, please. Let me tell you something. Good luck with that, my brother. Thank you, Independent Dreams. By the way, that would be in your dreams because Dave's fucking don't sponsor anybody. He don't really sponsor anybody. I don't know anybody that's really sponsored by him. He trains people, like personally trains you. So when he says one of my athletes, he means somebody he personally trains, and then he gets them on his, his supplements, which are great. I have them all here. I mean, right here I got his fucking Isolyze. I do take this all the time. Fiberlize. I have the Isolyze over there. I take all the shit, but he gives it to me for free because hello, I work. I do all this shit for him. He better give me something. Anyway, but to get him to sponsor you, oh, you have no idea. Good luck with that.
Miss Bell asked, have you ever met a bad guy?
Who?
Miss Bell asked.
Miss Bell wants to know, have I ever met a bad guy? I try to give everybody. I give everybody the benefit of doubt. People always talk about me with the Synthol. I didn't do Synthol, but who cares? Whatever you think, whatever you want. I don't give a shit. When I was young, before I even knew what steroids were, I found out because people kept saying, "Are you taking steroids? You're on steroids." And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. I was a teenage kid that wasn't around when where I grew up, and we didn't even know. I read magazines. I wasn't around big bodybuilders. It was around me. You know what I mean? So I give everybody the benefit of doubt. Now, I know this is going to fucking kill a lot of you guys when I say this. It's going to fucking, they asked me in Generation 9, I said I wouldn't bet the house on it, but I talked to Bob after the Bob Bonham, God rest his soul, is my brother. Lee Priest and I have talked personally about this. I've talked with others about it that are in the know. And Michael Hearn is natural. I'm pretty sure of it. I wouldn't say his face. He Botox maybe a little bit here and there, but who doesn't do it? I don't do that. Man, I'm too fucking ugly. The needle would be like, no, but, of what I hear, because I've seen him, he's not that big. You guys think he's like huge. He's fucking tall. And he's not that big. I mean, what is he, 220, 230 maybe? I don't know. That's not big. This fucking, my friend Alessandro Sabi is 5'1", he's 255, ripped. You know what I'm saying? So I believe him. He's been training a long time. There's really no change in his physique, and maybe a little bit more muscle maturity, but I believe Michael Hearn. Lee Priest tells me, Greg, I'm telling you he's natural. Now, Lee and I are very close. We don't talk about bodybuilding. When Lee Priest and I are together, we do not talk about bodybuilding. But when Lee tells me that, if Lee says it, I believe it. Bob Bonham says, no, Greg, he's natural. I know him forever. I believe it. I told you his wife, Mona Morrison, who's now, what's his name's wife, okay, Michael Hearn's wife, and I are friends 10 years before she knew him. I know her, Lou. My girlfriend knows her. She used to own a restaurant here, a Nebraska Steakhouse in New York City, smack in the middle, right where, down by Wall Street area. We used to go there all the time. We'd be there. I'd be there with like Carlo Filpone, Rodney Roller, Robbie Durand. I think I've been there with Sean Ray. I've been there with a lot of people. We used to go there to eat all the time, There'd be some of the New York Mets in there. Who always is there? What's his name there? Ron Darling from the New York Mets used to be in there all the time. And she owned that steakhouse. And then she went out to California. She was with Robbie first, Durand. And then she, she wound up going to, she wound up meeting Michael Hearn, and that was the rest of it. She got married and everything. But she's a great girl. I love Mona. She's a really pretty girl. If you saw her in person, very pretty. Now, again, this is like 10, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I've known her that long. Anyway. What else, Lucia? I see guys asking, you got to get on these questions here. I'm sorry, guys. Just keep asking the same question. What are they saying? Yeah, Robbie Durand, by the way, John Mancini saying he took over after Dave Palumbo left, MD. Who's asking what?
What's happening to New York? What a trash state, Mr. Jinx.
Mr. Jinx asks what happened to New York. It's a trash state. Yeah, man, New York is savagery here, bro. It's savagery. This fucking whole state sucks. Where I live is horrible.
What's the reason you started weight training?
What's the reason? Oh, Adam McNeil wants to know.
What's the reason you started training?
Why does it say message?
He retracted it.
Oh, he retracted it. Okay. Well, Adam, why did I start training? First of all, I was built before I ever started training. There's a picture of me at 11 years. Go to my Instagram. You'll see pictures of Lucia, and you'll see pictures of me. If you gotta scroll, Lucia's towards the top. Okay, Lucia's towards the top. But if you go down, you'll find pictures of me, or go look for the video of me when I was young. Younger years, whatever. I don't know, whatever the hell it says. Younger year video, music video, whatever. When I was 11, I was already built. I was skinny built, though. I was built, not big. I was not big. I was built. I had every body part. I was really built. Abs, chest, pecs, but not built. Built. You know what I mean? And I used to get always kids. I remember I was in 6th grade, and the kid said, "You have all these apples on your back." And I was like, "No, I don't." You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what he meant. And he meant, like, because I had little muscles all on my back. But I noticed it gave me a little bit of attention. But then these other kids were growing taller, and I wasn't. And I figured, okay, I'm 5'6", so if I can't grow taller, I'm gonna grow wider. And I was very good at sports. I was good at every sport I played. I told you guys I used to run, right? So I was rare because I can run for long distance, and I could run, I can sprint. I was in 9th grade. I could beat anybody in high school. There's one other kid that, him and I tied. He beat me once, and I beat him once. So how do you get better than that? But regardless, I was a real fast runner, and I could run for long distance. I used to climb buildings, get the baseballs from the high school and an elementary school here. Used to do all kinds of athletic shit. I lost all that, though. But lifting weights kind of ruined that. I'm not going to lie to you. As you start putting on mass and getting more jacked, you lose that athletic ability. I mean, I played for the high school baseball team. I used to throw guys out from center field. I could throw over the backstop from center field. If I stood right now on pitcher's mound, I couldn't even make it to the catcher. My arm would be like fucking, my bicep would snap off and hit the fucking fence. I'm just saying, lifting weights kind of ruined that. But, that's, I don't know. I fell in love with lifting weights. So that was it. I loved it so much. I couldn't get enough of it. And, I just got jacked. As soon as I started lifting weights, though, my body responded right away because I was already naturally built. I just wasn't big. As soon as I started lifting weights, that natural, I was built like a black kid that has no body fat and shit. You see him with a shirt off. My waist was small. I had pecs, little delts. There's a picture. I was in a fishing magazine once because I used to do a lot of fishing when I was a kid. Now I can't do that. Can't kill a fish. Sorry. I know that sounds like a pussy, but whatever. But back in the day, I did. I used to catch fucking sunnies and eat them. I was like crazy. Me and my friends. But anyway, I just picture me. I caught a fish. It was actually a moss bunker, which is a shit fish. But Courtney was huge, though. I caught a huge one. It was not normal. And I was holding it like this, and I was in a fishing magazine. I was maybe 12 years old, and you could see the delts on me and everything. But, so that's why, I guess. I like, and I always tell everybody, this is a fucking true story. When I was young, there was a cereal, Maypo. I want my Maypo. It's kind of like an oatmeal, like, or whatever it is. I don't know if it's wheat germ, I don't know what the fuck. I never ate it. But there was a kid. They had in their early 70s. They had a picture. It's when I was, my era, early 70s. Like 72, 73, and it was a young kid on the thing, and he had a picture like this of a bicep, right? And I was looking at it, and with my friends and everything. My friends like, yo, that kid's fucking got a big bicep. It might be bigger than yours. I was like, get the fuck out of here. No way is that bigger than me. Like, believe it or not, stupid shit like that motivated me to get bigger. I know that sounds stupid because I always felt like nobody my age is going to be built like me, bro. But whatever. So stupid shit. I know that's stupid, okay? And that's a dumb thing. I see a real box, They probably enhanced the photo as it was. But in my brain, fuck that, Anyway, my navigator went somewhere here. My producer, girlfriend.
Somebody says, I think I saw you in Orlando, Florida in the 90s.
Somebody said they saw me in Orlando, Florida in the 90s. Well, I got to tell you, whoever said that?
J.A.
Oh, J.A. No, J.A., it was somebody else. Because I've never been to Florida in my life. I know that sounds crazy. Dave always breaks my balls. Valentino's a homebody. Get that guy to leave his house. You know what I mean? I've never been to Florida, ever. So it wasn't me. It could have been one of my friends, though. I have friends that were all jacked like me. Oh, wait a minute. My partner, Paul, right. Even my girlfriend said, Paul. My partner, Paul. Everybody used to mistake. I was in a grocery store. To me, we don't look anything like. He looks like Sammy the Bull Gravano back when he was with, not now today with all that fake face the Bull has. But my partner, Paul, if you look at Sammy the Bull Gravano, when he was back with John Gotti, my partner, Paul, looks like him, but he's jacked. And we're the same exact height, And Paul's, a lot of people mistake. We were in a store. We'd be in a store. I'd go around a corner, and he'd go around another corner. Girl once said to me, "Wait a minute, I just saw you in that aisle. How'd you get in this aisle?" And I'm like, "That wasn't me. It's my partner Paul." But maybe it was him because he lives down there. Greg, you deserve much credit more than people. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate that, Dylan. Thank you so much. God bless. I'm just a fly in the ointment. You know what I mean? A squirrel trying to get a nut. That's all I am. I'm just like you guys, a dog chasing his tail, never getting it, but chasing it anyway. Dave just came out of the basement from COVID. Dave Palumbo? No, he didn't have COVID, unless you're talking about somebody else. My brain is shot. Sammy the Bull. Yes, that's what Paulie looked like. I'm trying to read these comments. Look, I got to put my nose almost on the screen just to read this shit. Greg, I didn't like the after hours and the crew talking about the dead. Glad you spoke up. Gianluca Bruno. Thank you, Gianluca Bruno. Leo telling Boston to take Jardians is the same as Palumbo telling you to take insulin. He's right. Dave had me. Leo tried to tell me I don't know if I said this on After Hours. I couldn't spit it out because everyone was talking. But Leo tried to tell me to take Jardians too. But Jardian, I'm a diabetic though. Okay, so hello. Yeah, Dave had me taking insulin. I fucking hit numbers like 40. I was in a hospital. I was taking 2 IUs, and Dave's only trying to help me. So, but when I was in the hospital, they give me 2 to 3 IUs. Dave had me start off with like 10 to 12. You know what I mean? And twice a day. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I was hitting like fucking, my sugar was hitting 40. You know what I mean? Like I was starting to get like fucking, and the fucking my doctor, and I was in the hospital, and the hospital's like, are you fucking out of your mind? You could die from that. So much for that. So I wound up buying a whole box of needles, right? online, legit. And I got 2 bottles of insulin. I can't even use them. I won't go near that now. I'm scared shit. Now, well, let me see. Wait a minute. I'm trying to. You guys, I'm sorry. My producer is in another room. If she's on the phone, she's going to get beat up. She's going to get. When I fuck her later, it's going to be hard. Now today after working out, I just used chocolate milk all day between meals. Much better. Win more attack. You're saying now today after workout, I just use chocolate milk all day between meals. I mean, it sounds like a Sam Salik thing, but whatever. My friend used to drink a whole gallon of milk when we drank real, not no chocolate, but he would drink, real milk. I can't drink chocolate milk. I don't even like milk, to be honest with you.
Christopher Commitney says insulin is scary as fuck.
Who?
Christopher Commitney?
Yes, Christopher. Insulin is fucking bad. Did you fight Mark Wahlberg? Breaking BA. Yes, it's very known. It was in the news. It was in the media. I was on Howard Stern for that show. For that, I did have a fight with Mark Wahlberg. It was a long time ago. It was 1990. I actually like Mark Wahlberg. I got to be honest. I got mad respect for the guy.
Did you answer this? Ever do Vince Duranda dips from Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese wants to know if I ever did Vince Duranda dips. No. I'm not sure what they are. I don't really do. I do dips my own way. I stretch. I'm going to show you all that shit. I'm going to show you guys that. And Joe Zapata and I are going to do a fucking video. It's going to knock your socks off. I promise you. It's going to change the way you think and training. I'm going to do some really cool shit. But let me get back to what I was saying about Mark Wahlberg. I love Mark Wahlberg. I respect him big time. This is when he was Marky Mark, the Funky Bunch. This is before he was the big movie star. It was 1994, and it was in the limelight in New York City. We were in a club, and I was with my partner, Paul, the guy I was just telling you about, right? That looks like Sammy the Bull. And, we're separable, me and Paulie. But anyway, he actually started because, first of all, Paul was on steroids, but I was not at the time. I had not been on steroids. I was only 170 pounds, maybe, you know what I mean? And but I was real built. And, again, created the illusion. That's when I went up against Kai Green, and I couldn't believe, it was like not right around that time. And I couldn't believe how, because I was cocky natural, not for nothing. I was like, yo, bro, there's no natural. I'll take on Mike Ashley. I don't give a fuck. I'd beat him. But then I see fucking Kai Green come out there, and I'm like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? Like, Kai Green was fucking great. Fucking great as a natural. Fucking great. You have no idea the density there. Unbelievable. That's neither here nor there. So now, we're in a club. Wahlberg, we're talking to girls. Wahlberg's talking to girls. We go over here, we're talking to girls. Wahlberg's talking. And Wahlberg had like fucking 10 guys with him. And they all had, this is fucking 94, had skull caps on. And they were wearing like wife beater, things. Wahlberg had a fucking Elmer Fudd hat on, the kind that the hunting hats that snap. I can't remember if it was orange or not, but I know he had a plaid fucking hunting jacket on with no sleeves, like as a vest. And he was walking around all built and shit, like that, he wasn't that built. He was thin built, and he's not much taller than me, to be honest with you. He's not too tall. And my partner Paul and I we were hitting on these girls, and they had just been talking to these girls. And as the girls leave, they're like standing there, like looking at us and giving us like looks, and we're like looking at them like, fuck you. We knew who he was. He was the underwear guy, Calvin Klein. And then he started saying shit to us. They started doing this every time we'd walk by. If we were talking to girls, they'd walk by and go, steroids, juice heads, shit like that. So now my partner pulls a typical, he's like Sammy the Bull from Brooklyn, typical crazy motherfucker, and he's like, fuck you, he starts cursing, and he starts telling Mark Wahlberg, he goes, yo, this is exactly what he said. He goes, yo, Mark motherfucker, he goes, I'm going to be on Entertainment Tonight for kicking your fucking ass. And Wahlberg goes like this, bring it, So as Paul starts going at him, and I'm behind him, they all jump on Paul. So Wahlberg looks at me and he's like, what's that? So I tackled him, and I put him in a fucking headlock, and I had him like this. And when I had him like this, he couldn't move, bro. You can't see my feet, or I do a scissor too. So you know what I mean? Like my feet were wrapped around him, and I had him totally, he couldn't move. I had him around the neck. And now we're on the ground, and the bouncers come over, right? It wasn't just bouncers, it was his crew and the bouncers. And they're coming over trying to get me to release him, and they're kneeing me in the face. And as they finally pull him out of me, I'm getting kneed in the face, I'm getting fucking beat up really bad, to be honest with you. And they let him up, and he tries to kick me while I'm down, and they're holding me down. And he tries to kick me, but they pull him away. Now, by the time we both get up, my partner Paul's fighting his guys. My partner Paul's pounding and shit like this. Like, fucking, he wrecked like a few of his guys, not for nothing. They get us up, and we're both like, I got fucking a little bit of blood coming from the nose, but I had a worse black eye you could ever imagine. I was kneed in my eye like fucking 50 times. And you know what I'm saying? It was my good eye. You know what I mean? And they just kept fucking, I have the bad eyes. My left eye is my bad eye. But they were kneeing me, and I couldn't even see. I had a black eye like this. I can't see because the bad eye is not too good, as it is. So I can only see out of that eye. I'm like this. I had my shirt was gone, and I had to hold my pants closed because my pants were ripped almost off me. So I'd hold them like this closed, and me and my partner, they threw us right out on the street. The bouncers, they dragged us out of there. It was bad. But next thing I know, I get a call, and it's Howard Stern. His show is Stuttering John. I thought it was a fucking prank call. And then they wanted to have me on because they were there. The Stuttering John and some of the Howard Stern, like the people that work for him, they were there and they saw it. So they had Howard Stern try to get me to fight Wahlberg in a ring. And Wahlberg didn't want to do it. This is, then later on, they did it later on when he contacted me then. Wahlberg didn't want any part of it. Then later on, as I started getting in the media, and Howard Stern put me on his website. So when you first go to the Howard Stern website, I think I have pictures of it still because there's pictures of me doing that famous picture where I'm doing the most muscular, right? And he put that on his website and everything, and they tried to redo this whole fight between me and Wahlberg. And Wahlberg's like, dude, I don't even remember. I don't want to fight this guy, And that was when the movie Italian Job came out. So I don't even remember when that was. You'd have to look it up. But Anyway, so that's what he wanted. He wanted to do what he did with Frank Stallone, and he's done it with a few people. Howard Stern, he likes to, because he was like, this guy's going to kill him, meaning me. But I actually like Wahlberg now. I didn't like him back then. He was a dick. He's a different guy now, though. This is when he was the Calvin Klein underwear guy. But that guy Stuttering John is the one who called me, and then I talked with Howard and all this shit, and they wanted me to do it. And then years later, when I started getting famous, and he saw me, that's the same guy. Oh my God, we got to let's see if now Wahlberg fight him now. So that's what happened. There you go.
Thomas Tomatoes has sent you $2 twice.
Who?
Thomas Tomatoes.
Wait, let me see. Am I doing this right? I don't know what I'm doing. Thomas Tomatoes. Thank you so much, my brother. What is he asking me though? I don't see it on here.
He just wrote Jaime.
Jaime?
Hi, mate.
Oh, hi, mate. Oh, I'm sorry. Thomas, I'm sorry.
Now somebody else, AJ88.
AJ88. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it.
$5. We still need that video as well.
Listen, AJ, I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a whole.
Can you give a shout
I'm a
out
fucking
to,
moment.
Can you give a shout out to Ashley Kearns, the spreadsheet genius?
Who? Ashley Kearns, the spreadsheet genius. Ashley Kearns, the spreadsheet genius. What are you doing, girl? God bless. How's that? And I'll do a shout out anytime you want. Believe me, it's no problem. Thank you, AJ. I appreciate it. I'm going to do the Dell video. I'm going to do a lot of shit with Joe though. Joe Sapana and I got to go in the gym, and I'm going to even demonstrate, show you all kinds of stuff. See, the delts, the reason why it takes so long, first of all, it's like now it's a thing with you guys, so it's kind of like a standoff with me too. But the thing is, the delts are I throw traps in with delts. A lot of people don't. Some people put in with back, but I do with delts. So my brain, delts I call them shoulders. It's shoulder workout today with delts, meaning I do front, side, rear, and traps. But I don't do it in that order. I actually do it rear, then side, front gets very little. You don't need to do a lot of front because you do benching and all this other shit, and then traps. So that's why. It's because basically I'm trying to show 4 body parts in one, and there's different variations to hit those muscles. And most of you do rear delts wrong. Hold on 1 second. Don't leave. I gotta fucking pee really bad. I do have a pee bucket here. But I'm not gonna. I use it for after hours. I pee in this, and we throw it out. I'll be right back. Hold on. Tell me in a second, Lou. I gotta pee real bad.
That's funny.
What does Miss Bell want?
Well, that person, AJ88, says that.
Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I had to pee really bad.
AJ88 says that is great. Ashley is a dude, but calling him girl has made my day.
Oh, Ashley's a dude? Sorry.
That's funny.
Ashley.
And then
Ashley, sorry about that. I thought he said Ashley. I thought it was,
Miss Bell had asked, why does Romano come off as an asshole on RX?
Miss Bell, Romano is he means well. He's not really a bad guy, but he just has, he's just one of those guys, you know what I'm saying? He just has his own way about him, I get along really good with John. I mean, we're all like brothers on there. We've been together for so long. See, you guys don't realize we've been together over 20 years. We know each other, since the 90s and stuff, all of us guys, I mean, I know Jimmy the Bull and I, we go back, 1991. So how many fucking years ago was that? We're all real close, so we are legitimately close. Now, I like Armand, I like Amin, I like Larry, those guys, we don't really know. We know them only, like I've met Armand in person, but we don't know those guys as well. Like we all go back forever. You know what I'm saying? Even with muscular development, you forget we were the muscle mob over there. Romano, myself, and Dave were the muscle mob. And then George came in with his brother, so, and Jimmy was always part of us.
Ace Sunglasses is on there.
Oh, Ace Sunglasses. Ace Sunglasses. You guys, somebody asked me last week about you, Ace Sunglasses. And I tell them this is just for in the house because it's not a lot of light. But computer screen and the other lights bother me. Not as bad. But when I go out of the house, I got my Ace Sunglasses. I can't leave without them outside in the real sun. I'm not in the sun. I have an eye injury where my pupils permanently dilated open. So when I look at light, it does not shrink. And a computer screen here, which you see right you can see that, plus there's lights here, okay, and over here. But you can see in the sunglasses, you can see that computer screen. If I look at that without these, you can see my eyes, you see? Okay? This is the good one. This is the bad one. You can see they look different. You know what I mean? Like you can see it, one's dark and I have light eye, as I get closer. I don't know if you can see it like that. But now I'm going to, just doing that, after a while, looking at that screen, I won't be able to see out of my bad eye. You know what I mean? This is the bad eye. I'm looking at it's almost like looking at a mirror. When I see myself here and I go like this, it's the bad eye, okay? So I wear Ace sunglasses because those are the ones that Lee Priest recommended and hooked me up with Ace, and they're the best, okay? And outside, they make special polarized glasses for sunlight. This is for sun. This is indoor bullshit. These are fucking dollar store bullshit glasses. You know what I mean? They're nothing, but just enough to stop this bullshit light. Like, so I could, if I have to sit in front of a computer screen because of the light, you can see it in the glasses.
I'm missing so many questions because you're.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. But Ace Sunglasses, go there. Ace Sunglasses.
Somebody said, so you can look at the solar eclipse without glasses?
No. How can you look at a solar eclipse? The light that comes from behind that, okay, just because it gets dark when it gets light. They used to tell you don't even look at that. It's almost like looking at a welding thing. No, I get blind.
Crackling Crow, what was the worst injury you ever got?
Well, what's the worst injury I ever got?
What was your?
You mean in bodybuilding, like working out? I have to say, like when I was 16 years old, I was doing rows and I hurt my lower back. And ever since then, I have bouts where the lower back starts barking. You know what I'm saying? Because once you get an injury from working out, it just seems to always come back. Do you understand what I'm saying? Once you get a bad back, a bad knee, you throw your shoulder out, you could get to where you're back to being normal again, but then you'll wake up one day and that shoulder's barking, or that knee is barking, or that lower back is barking. You know what I mean? Once you've heard it, it's like it's in the fucking, it's in that injury DNA right there where it's going to come back, So I'd say the one thing throughout my whole career has always been I have moments where the lower back is barking, I don't really, otherwise I haven't really had injuries. Knock on wood.
John Mancini is saying, where's George? You can't see him on the chat.
Where's George? You mean Mr. G? Or is he talking about George Zapata? George, you mean Mr. G? Where's George? Who's asking that?
I don't know. John Mancini.
John Mancini's asking it?
Yeah.
I don't know where George is. He might be, he's probably home. I gotta call George. We gotta talk. George is probably not too happy. Because Jimmy, after I did After Hours yesterday, I had to go somewhere. I filmed the whole TV show. But that's neither here nor there. You'll see it all. Jimmy called me. Jimmy the Bull called me. He's like, what the hell happened? And I decided to tell him and everything. He thought I was yelling at John Romano. He didn't know that I was yelling about Boston Lloyd. He thought I was yelling at John Romano.
Why is he saying, I don't believe it, Greg? What does that mean?
I don't believe what?
John Mancini says, I don't believe it, Greg. What is he talking about?
What's that? What don't you believe? John Mancini, what is it that you don't believe? Ernesto Rodriguez, what is he saying? What's the heaviest thoughts of me? Asking a father proud of. Lou, what's John? I can't read everything. I can't read that for some. Maybe it's because I just took these glasses off. Lou, Ernesto, right there. Ernesto Rodriguez. Miss Bell. Thank you so much, Miss Bell. God bless.
John's going to be the downfall of After Hours. First Jimmy and now George.
Well, he means well. Listen, if I had a problem with John, okay, I would take it to John privately. I wouldn't do it on the after hours. I wouldn't do it on a show. That's why when you look at George and you break his balls about his cookie, that's his business. Or if you break his balls about training or any of that stuff, if you feel he's not doing something right, talk to him after the show, but you don't do that on a show, okay? Because I come from, I'm a guinea bro, and I know that wise guys, if you were around wise guys and you were in a crew, and one guy's always, hey, you fucking asshole, you fucking asshole. You know what happens when you leave that house? You get whacked. You don't go against your own boys. You never go against your own boys. If there's a beef, you take it to them privately. If I had a beef with John or anybody, let me tell you something. One of the last things I did with Leo Rex wanted to kill John. And that's why I calmed him down on that shit. So when people talk about Leo, I just talked to him like 2 weeks before he died. And one of the things was, Lucia, you remember that? How Leo was going nuts with John. You remember that?
John Mancini says some questions we can't see.
Oh,
why would that be? Why can't we see any questions?
I don't know. I have no idea about any questions we can't see. I don't know, John. I don't know. Lucia's not stopping anybody. I can tell you that. I have no idea. It's definitely going to be fixed. I'm not sure.
And somebody, Big Snoop, says that I don't think you need that. RX, you can have your own show, brother, and we will all support you all the way, brother.
Thank you, Big Snoop. I appreciate that what you said about RX. I like the guys on RX. I get along with everybody. I don't not get along with any of those guys. None of those guys ever have a problem with me. They don't, I get along with all of them. And if there was a problem, we talk about it personally. Just like the whole thing with Big Rob when he was on here. I mean, I told them on the air, look, don't bully him. That's not fair. That's bullying. Okay, it's bullying. Don't invite a guy on your show and then put him down. You don't do that. I don't like that. I feel really uncomfortable with that. Don't invite him if you don't want. Why would you invite a guy to your house if you don't like him? You know what I mean? I don't like that. Don't invite him then. I like Big Rob. I happen to like Big Rob a lot. He's a great guy. I've talked to him. We talk personally. There's nothing wrong with him. Who cares if he says the word Jan or whatever? Who cares? I don't get. That's the way he talks. I talk funny too. You know what I mean? I'm like that with everybody. I don't give a shit. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not going to fucking attack. I attacked Boston Lloyd's father on there because first of all, I kind of lost it, but because of my own experience. But I also, because I saw the pain in Boston Lloyd's mother's face. She's a mother and she's a grandmother and she loved her son so much. She needed to make that documentary. Whether I believe that Boston appears to her and has conversations, I don't know about all that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I don't know. But I am going to tell you, she loves him that much that she feels that way. Do you understand? And I'm not going to I saw the pain in her. And to know that some guy did that because it was done to my child, my son, they couldn't do it to my daughter. They tried. But my daughter was like, no, I want my father. So that's why me and my daughter are very close. And I'm close now with my son. He realizes everything.
Adam McNeil's asking, I think, again, do you reckon Arnold should stay out of politics?
Adam McNeil wants to know, do I think that Arnold should stay out of politics? Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. First of all, Arnold's politics. Don't say you're a Republican and then do this shit and tell me fuck my freedoms and all that shit. You don't sound like a Republican. That's a rhino, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't care what your political views are. You have every right. If you say Joe Biden's the greatest president, I think you're fucking whacked, in my opinion. I don't know what you're seeing, but that's your business. I don't care. That's your opinion. We all have opinions, right?
You answered that. So when you were growing up, did you and your father bump heads, never agreeing? And as a son, did you ever feel like you weren't good enough, like you wouldn't make him proud?
Okay.
Can you share your thoughts, Ernesto?
Yes, Ernesto Rodriguez is asking a great question. He wants to know, when I was growing up, if me and my father saw eye to eye on everything, and did we bump heads on things, and did I ever feel like I wasn't good enough? No. My father and I got along really well, but we're two different kind of guys. He's nothing like me. he always used to say to me, I think you're my brother's kid, because I'm like my father's brother, my Uncle Joe, who was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And my Uncle Joe is the one who raised Tommy Mottola, from the music industry. My cousin Tommy Mottola, he raised Tommy. I'm pointing because his picture's on the wall right there. My Uncle Joe's crazy. He was great. I idolize my Uncle Joe. I'm a lot like my Uncle Joe. My father was one of those guys, a good guy, quiet. You know what he reminds me of? You ever watched the movie? Oh, come on, with Robert De Niro there, the fucking Bronx Tale. Remember how, the working man, my father was just like him. It was like Robert De Niro in that movie. He always telling his son, my father used to say to me, you know why a guy carries a gun? Because he's a coward. He goes, he's scared of something. He goes, I don't need a gun. I'm not scared of nothing. My father was a man's man. My father to this day, well, he's dead now, but before he died in 2015. My girlfriend sitting right here. My girlfriend lives with me. We sleep in a bed together. We bang. We do all that shit. Eat the box, the whole bit. It's going to get eaten later. But if I cursed in front of my girlfriend, I'm a grown man now. Okay? He died, I was 54, 55, Lucia, when he died. And if I cursed in front of my girlfriend, if I said, son of a fuck, or something like that, or shit, right? See, my girlfriend's laughing. Right, Lucia? He would say to me, oh my God, how do you talk like that? There's a girl in the room. You understand? That's the way he was.
He would tell me, what are you seeing?
Yeah, say it louder. Say it louder so they can. He would say to my girlfriend, oh my God, what are you seeing him? You know what I mean? But he was kidding with that, but he was serious. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't like them. My father was a man's man. He didn't drink. The reason why let me finish this. The reason why he didn't drink was because he used to say, drinking, you lose control when you drink. I like to be in control. I tell everybody, my father made Italian wine with his father, yet my father never tasted the wine that he helped his father make. He had no choice but to help his father make the wine. He was, young and everything, and he helped us. But my father never, because he used to say, alcohol takes away it clouds your thinking. But he was, my father was an artist, and I idolized my father because he was a big, tough guy. He was strong, he was rugged, and he never made me feel like I wasn't good enough. He would, on the other side of the coin, he would push me to get more out of me. Like, he would tell me, if I was in baseball and I struck out, he'd grab me and he'd say to me, you got to get up there, listen to me, stop free swinging, calm down, watch the ball. Don't swing hard, make contact. That's all you need to. And I would, I'd get up there and then I'd swing, and I mean, like, he would never be like, what the fuck? You can't hit that? He wouldn't do that shit. Not for nothing, but I didn't strike out a lot. Where's my trophy? Look, right here. I know this is a long time ago because you guys are so fucking young. But look, most valuable player. See that? Most valuable player, right? In baseball. I was the league's most valuable player. This is 1972. I used to win trophies like that all the time. In baseball, I was all county. It was because of what my father instilled in me, and my father was just like that guy from Bronx Tale. If we were in a restaurant, some guys are at another table and they're like, fuck, shit, fuck, cocksucker, mother, I fucked this girl.
Kevin Callan is asking, what's the weirdest thing under this table?
All right, hold on. He'd be like, fuck, shit. If he heard that, he'd say, excuse me, there's kid sitting here and there's kid sitting at that table. And if those guys said, hey, shut up, my father'd be like, they wouldn't fuck. I don't know. He had an air about him. You knew not to fuck with him because he'd kick your fucking ass. My father was an incredible fighter, bro. Incredible. So, and he wasn't a little guy. He was, bigger than me. He was like 5'10". But I'm just saying, I idolize my father. So he's one of my idols. And they just asked me when I just did a TV show, they asked me, one of the last questions they asked me is, if you were in a foxhole and you could pick one person to be in there with, who would it be? And I said, my father. Because I knew that my father would be, my partner Paul would be another one I would pick because he's a lot like my father, But anyway, so that's it. So what's the weirdest thing under this table?
Nothing.
Lucia's shaved box. I can't stand it. I don't like when she shaves it because I like it hairy, but that's just me. Sorry. She's like fucking. I like the, bro, I'm a 70s guy. I like the rug. You know what I mean? I like the V. Remember when you went?
Have you ever met Joey Diaz?
Have I ever met Joey Diaz? No.
Breaking Diaz.
No, Breaking Bad. I've never met Joey Diaz. Greg, test probe, how much? Well, you're asking a guy who took the whole fucking bottle. I don't know, Test Pro, you're asking a loaded question. I mean, Test Pro gets,
Damn,
absorbed in like a day and a half.
Miss Bell says my father was a monster Portuguese, 6'6", 345 pounds. I never seen anyone fuck with him.
Oh, Miss Bell, well, that's a big man. I tell you, that's a big man. My father had a way of carrying himself where they just knew. Because my father didn't give a shit. He'd tell you, let's go. Then go outside. I'm going right now. And believe me, I'm not sitting here going to tell you gazillion stories, but there's a lot of stories about my father fucking knocking dudes out. He knocked out the chief of police, when my father was younger. He was actually dating the woman's his ex-wife. They divorced in Portchester, New York. Portchester, chief of police. My father was like 21 or something like that at the time, and he was dating the guy's ex-wife. He didn't even know, but anyway, the chief of police pulled him over when he was with the wife, and he said to the wife, you fucking whore, this, that, the other thing. And my father's like, hey, I don't know, don't you talk to her like that. And he's like, that's my fucking wife, and she's like my ex-wife, whatever. And they will buy a gas station, and my father said, you got a problem? Let's go behind the gas station right now. And you know who came walking out? My father.
John Klein sent you $20.
Oh, who? John Klein?
That's his name.
John Klein, thank you so much. If there's something you want to ask me, please ask. Thank you. God bless you, man. Thank you. God bless you. And listen, guys, some of you people, listen to me. I'm sorry if your father was not a good man or wasn't a great father. I'm lucky, okay? I know that. But don't let that get to you. Don't let that stop you from you can't let that become a fucking thing in your life. You got to get past that. We can't go back. We can't go back and change things. I did shit that my father would, he was nothing like me. He wouldn't have gotten locked up and do the shit I done. I've been involved in burglaries when I was younger and a lot of bad things. You know what I mean? I don't want to say a lot of shit here, but, never hurt nobody, in that way. But,
He just wrote, Greg, I did the super chat first time. I didn't know how to do it. $20. You're the best.
Thank you. John, thank you. God bless you. Really. And it means a lot to me. God bless you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I feel like I don't deserve shit, but that's just me. And she'll tell you I'm really that way. I'm not just saying it to you guys. Joe Zapata will tell you if he was still on here. But I just want you guys to know, if you didn't have, sometimes I tell people these stories and they're like, oh man, my father sucked. Sorry, but you can't hold on to that. You got to let shit go, bro. Note to self, let shit go. Because otherwise, there was a great thing. I think I put it on my Facebook again, my Instagram again, Gregg Valentino _ whatever. You got to scroll for it. But there's a picture of a butterfly, right? And it's got a long string, and then there's a giant rock. It's tied to a rock, and it says, note to self, let shit go. You got to let it go. You're dragging baggage from your childhood. You got to let that shit go. Tony Balloon, thank you. A shaved box.
Kevin Cullen wrote, My dad being
thank you, Tony.
My dad being a piece of shit makes me
my dad's being a piece of shit. Who said that?
My dad being a piece of shit makes me the best father to my
That's
girl.
what I want to hear.
Kevin
Who said?
Cullen.
Kevin Cullen. That's what a man is. That's a man that you saw. I have a friend who his son was the worst kid I've ever seen. And you know what's funny? He was 10 years old, 11 years old, and we went to Seaside Heights together. His son used to tell his mother, you fucking cunt, at 10, 11 years old. And I used to say to my friend, yo, bro, how do you let him talk to her like that? You should, not for nothing, but you got to do something about that. He's like, he needs a beating, but I can't give it to him. Because when I was a kid, my stepfather used to beat the fuck out of me. He was a cop, and he'd get drunk, and he would beat the shit out of my friend for no reason. Come here, I got to talk to you about something. Bang, and hit him, just because for the fun of it. So wait a minute. So we're sitting there, and Lucia, you were there, and my son, his son and my daughter started arguing, and he had like a stuffed animal that they won on a boardwalk in Seaside.
I think it was before me.
No, it wasn't before you. You were there. I thought you were there.
She was 9.
Yeah, I don't want to say his name. You know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, Lucia, you were there. She was 10, 11 years old. I've been with you since she's 9. Yes, you do.
I gotta ask Gina.
Anyway,
I
she don't remember shit. Anyway, so he hit my daughter. Well, you know the story. Come on.
I know the story.
I know you know the story, but you were there.
Mm-hmm.
He hit my daughter in the face.
Oh my God, Miss Bell sent you $20.
Oh, Miss Bell, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Much respect and thanks for being you. Thank you, Miss Bell. I appreciate that. God bless you. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Trust me. I don't deserve shit, but thank you.
John Klein, Greg, I needed to hear this. New York dad worker and never spent time with me. I'm a dad and the best dad. I'm exhausted being mad at my dad. He is sorry.
John, listen. Note to self, let shit go. Don't drag around that bag of rocks, bro. It's not worth it. You're killing yourself doing that shit. You're killing yourself. Whatever he did, he did. It's in the past. If he wants to be forgiven, that's up to you. You know what I mean? I like to forgive. I mean, the shit that happened to my children, I should never forgive my ex-wife or never forgive, the husband. But I do forgive them, and I talk to them now. I let them in. I don't forget, but I forgive. Do you understand? Unless they give me a reason not to. But wait, hold on. Anyway, so this kid hits my son, my daughter, hits my daughter in the face with a stuffed animal. We just came for the boardwalk, and my daughter smacks him bang in the teeth, and then jumps on top and does the ground and pound. And my friend was standing right there and stopped me. Said, "No, let it go. Let it go. Let her kick the shit out of him. He deserves it." So there you go. And that just tells you my daughter's a fucking maniac. But anyway,
how has this changed your life?
This kid would, this guy would not touch his kid because he said, I'm not going to do what my stepfather did to me. So, a real man, any man can father a child, but only a real man can be a dad. Do you understand that? Just because you give birth to a kid doesn't mean, I can go into this. We could do a whole thing about this, but I'm just telling you, let shit go. Don't be like that butterfly in the picture that I put on Facebook where it's dragging that fucking big rock like this because it can't fly. It's stopping it from doing what a butterfly does. Fly. Don't let that stop you and affect your life. You can't do that, bro. You can't. I turned me going to jail into a good thing. I turned all this shit into different things that have happened to me. I turned it into something. There's a silver lining to every dark cloud.
Connor Illis Fitness sent you $5. I love a Valentino live stream after a killer workout. Never let your past.
She's reading it to me. Go ahead.
Never let your past determine the future. They are lessons to help you find inner peace and success.
Exactly, Connor. Connor, thank you very much. And God bless you. I hope you had a great workout today. Thank you. And you're right. You can't let your past. Listen, I learned a long time ago. I tell you this all the time. I've said this a gazillion times. I'm going to say it again. Banging your head against a wall over things that you cannot control just hurts your head. Doesn't get anything. Okay? Even in the past, especially the past. If you're going to sit here and beat yourself up over why my father never loved me, my mother never loved me, and my brother was a piece of shit, whatever. What are you doing that for? You know what you're doing? You're beating yourself up. It's done. It's not going to change anything. You understand? It's not going to change anything. Same thing. I know guys with their wives or girlfriends or whatever, she left me, the bitch let me do with another guy. I'm going to kill that guy. You want to kill him? You should thank him. You should be like, now he's got to deal with that shit. Because you know what happens? You kick his ass. You know what happens? You're going to go to jail, and she's going to be out. Well, we got rid of the asshole. We got rid of him.
So now, Adam McNeil, my father's an alcoholic. He didn't care about me, but my stepfather is the best. So.
Adam McNeil, that's why I'm telling you. Any man, your father fathered you as a child, but he failed. But your stepfather was a dad. That's the difference. Okay? If they love you, you have to learn from those things. You cannot let them define you. I'm lucky. I came from a good parent. Both my parents were great. The problem, when my father was at work, my mother would have a catch. My mother was a lefty. So she used to take a righty glove and turn it lefty. You know what I mean? And have baseball catches with me outside. My mother. Do you understand? I was a great baseball player. But that's because, I had a mother that did it. My father did it when he couldn't do it. I'm just saying to you, I did fucked up shit. I had great parents and I did really fucked up shit, because, I got away with things, But still, you could have bad parents and become a great person, you have to let shit go. You know what I mean? Now, I'm a different person than the guy you guys see, and if you ever read my book I'm not telling you to go get the book. I don't give a fuck.
Ms. Bell asks, what's your opinion on the Tyson Paul fight? If exhibition or real?
Oh, yeah. Well, Ms. Bell, we kind of talked about that at the beginning of the show here, but again, when it comes to the Tyson Paul fight, she's asking me about the Tyson Paul fight. I'm going to say what I said at the beginning. I don't know. I don't know if it's real. If Mike Tyson's legitimately going to go in there trying to take his head off, Mike Tyson's going to win. But if this is an exhibition that they're both talking about making money and they're going to go in there and do the Roy Jones thing, you smack me, I smack you, you smack me, I smack you, and just collect a big payday and then maybe have a bad decision. And the winner is Jake Paul, or the winner is Ty. Then they're going to have a second fight, which is going to draw even more money. Do you understand? So I don't know. I seen the videos, Mike Tyson, 10-second video of 20-second video. I seen that. That's 10 seconds. Can he do that for 3 minutes each round? And is that legit? Is that the Mike Tyson I'm going to see? Or am I going to see the one that fought Roy Jones? All I know is he makes jokes now, and when he talks to Jake Paul, Jakey, like this, he didn't do that. Back in the day when he wanted to kill you, he was like, I'm going to eat your fucking children. I'm going to butt fucking rape you until your fucking skull comes out. I'm going to make you love me. That's how hard I'm going to fuck you. That's a different guy. You know what I'm saying? So, you understand? So, I know I'm repeating myself because guys who, if you watch the beginning, I went into all that. So, is this legit? I don't know. If it's legit and Mike Tyson wants to kill him, he should be able to kill him. But he is 57. Whether he punches hard or not, your reflexes go. Okay? You still can punch hard, but your reflexes are not there. I don't know. Can he last more than, you're asking a 57-year-old man to last 3-minute rounds. Can he do that? Seeing him hit the bag for fucking 10, 15 seconds is not the same. So that's the best I can give you. Ernesto Rodriguez, thank you always for responding to my questions. I really appreciate it. Love you, Greg. Never left any of my questions go. Thank you, Ernesto. Well, I appreciate it. And Ernesto, I appreciate that thing you told me about the eggs and see, I read the eggs and the protein powder and stuff. You put it in a microwave to make a bread. I tried it, but it came out like styrofoam for me. You know what I'm saying? And because all I can eat right now, you guys don't know, I can only eat turkey, eggs. I can't really eat a lot of fat, and I can't eat sugars because I'm a diabetic and I got the liver. So I got to watch with the liver, because when I had that procedure done in Illinois, the livers, I got, my liver's swollen. I got it's all this bullshit. So I can only eat a few foods, and it's horrible. But I did read that, Ernesto. So see, thank you, and I appreciate all your help. John Mancini, the lives keep stalling. I don't know, John. I don't know how to I don't know anything. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing here. I don't know how they're I don't know what you mean by stalling. You mean the questions? Let me know what you mean, or tell Lucia, text her. I have no idea what that means. She's just on the phone for a second, I think, on my knees. Ask Greg about the deflecting bullets through the locker room. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. You're talking about, that was my peak skill, Jim. How did you know that? That's from Kevnick? Sorry, guys. I got to put my notes if I could. My producer's on the phone for a second. He's talking about when I went in and my old gym, we had in the back was the locker room, right? And we would fucking take guns. We are so fucking stupid. You have no idea. We would take guns, and it was a big poster. I think it was, oh my God, what was the name of that? It was a famous supplement. And it was a guy like this and shit. And we would shoot the poster, pow, 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 like this, right? We use it like target practice. And now, I had this one gun that somebody gave me, right? And it was bad. I don't know if it was the fucking trigger thing or it was the bullets. But we were in there, and my friend Lenny, God rest his soul, he just passed away. We're in there, and I'm shooting at the poster like this, right? Now, this is fucking like just paneling with sheetrock behind it, I believe, right? And the fucking bullets were going, and they would bounce off the locker, pew, pew, like that, right? And we're standing there, and I shot about 5 times. Bullets. A fucking Momo, bro. I shot like 5 times until my friend Lenny looks at me and goes, holy shit, what are we, stupid? The bullets, because the bullet went right by his ear. Phew! And when, like, you know how you do a stupid thing and it didn't dawn on you? Like, oh my God, am I dumb? You know what I mean? Like, that's the stupidest fucking thing. I'm standing there. and bullet, bing, bing, and hitting off the locker. I'm like, holy shit, it hit off the locker. Instead of going, oh my God, it hit off the locker, could hit us. I didn't, we're idiots, I was like 24, at the time I was young. But it's stupid, bro, stupid. Psh, bang, like this, pew, pew, like that. And it went right by his head, like that. And he's like, holy shit. And then he goes, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And we ran, so I stopped doing it. But the next day, my other friend who was in there would have gone bang, 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 bang. It was bullets went right through the wall. Next day, my landlord comes in and goes, who's shooting guns here at night? Now, we did it like 2 a.m. So we're like, and nobody can hear it. We're inside a building, And we're in a locker room. So I go, I don't know. And he goes, don't give me that. Somebody's shooting guns. He goes, my son's office is on the other side of that wall in the back. And he goes, he came into work in the morning and there was all bullet holes in his desk chair. If he was sitting in there, he'd be dead. And I was like, holy shit. And it was my friend who was shooting it. And ironically, my friend was a cop. So I said, I don't know. We got a bunch of cops that train here at night. They might have been shooting their guns on. I'll see. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll get to the bottom. Let me go back. Oh yeah, there's bullet holes. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Bro, I'm lucky. If he would have called the police, I would have been fucked. My friend was an NYPD cop. He was doing it. He was thrown off the police force. Anyways, whatever. But that was so fucked. Kevnick, you asked me about that. Was the fucking stupidest thing I've ever done. That was, well, I mean, I've done a lot of stupid things like that, but that was up there for some of the the bullets were fucking flying over our heads, and I never once did it dawn on me. I thought it was funny, like, dude, it just hit off that locker, and I'm like, stupid enough to say, what the fuck? But I don't know why the bullet bounced like that. Why would it bounce? Is it the bullet or was it the gun? Both sucked. Anyway, sorry, guys. I know it's John Mancini says it sounds like dude, it's funny, not funny. I'm an idiot. That was like one of the idiot moves that I did, Glad you're back and getting healthy. Thank you. I appreciate that, Matthew. Greg, I trained at your Yorktown gym a few times. Robert Dodona. Wait, Rob Dodona. I know Rob. Okay, so you're not Jeff Morpino, then you're Rob. Wait, Rob, I know you. I remember Rob Dodona. Wait, I gotta see your face in my head. I know you. Yes, I remember you. I remember your name. All right, God bless you, Rob. You are Robert, right? You're not Jeff. That's just a screen name, the Jeff one. All right, Rob. Thank you, man. I remember Rob Dodona. Wait a minute. Rob. You're not friend. You're friends with Dina. That Rob? Hey, Rob, you're friends with Dina, right? You know what I'm talking about. So let me know if you're now in California, right? Because matter of fact, I was just asking her about you. I hope I got the right guy. Yes, I remember you, Bob. Bob, yes, I remember World's Gym too, right? Yes, holy shit, how you doing? I actually asked her about you. She'll tell you if you talk to her. I remember you just threw me off when you said Rob. I mean, Bob, yeah. I'm not sure what that last thing is there, Rob. Chappaqua. Yeah. Holy shit, man, how you doing? Holy fuck, I just asked Dina about you. I hope all's well, man. Thank you. Holy shit. Okay, so Greg, in your videos, give Paul DeMeo a shout out. Greg, in your videos, you give Paul DeMeo a shout out. Who is the guy you give a shout out to in your articles? Oh, Jacob Anderson. Holy shit, how you doing, Jacob? In my articles, I'm not sure what you're talking about. You mean in Ramblin' Freak? I'm not sure. I mean, it's always Paul DeMeo is the one I give. You have to be more specific. My brain is not really catching what you're asking me.
Where are you asking what?
He's asking me holy shit. Kevnick is saying all the cups in Bob Bath's ceiling. Holy shit, Kevnick, who are you? You know the wait a minute. Are you somebody I know, or did I tell that story? Oh yeah, not just cups, the fucking bottles of like the shampoo bottles of like protein drinks.
Shadowback sent you $4.99.
Oh, Shadowback. Thank you so much.
Greg, when when you went back to the East Coast after working out at Gold's Gym in the early 80s, did East Coast guy ask you things about the West Coast? What?
Rivals. No, rival. No. They didn't ask me about that because I was a little bit before that when I was there. That came later when Gaspari and a lot of the New Jersey guys started winning shows. But that's before Gaspari. That's before Lee Haney was there. That was before I was there. Before I was with Samir Banu. Before he was Mr. Olympia. You know what I mean? So that's before. It wasn't the West Coast ruled. There was no East Coast rivals yet. That came more towards the later 80s. So, it wasn't that way. Brian Nasser, how you doing, my brother? Thank you so much. Thank you, Brian. Yup, World's Gym in Thornwood. Yes, of course, Bobby. I remember you. I call you Bob. I remember you as Bobby. I don't remember you Rob. I remember you very well, of course. How you doing? Yeah, I was just asking, Dina, right? Remember I was asking Dina, but Dina said that you had gone to California or something like that, but I was just asking. That's funny. Oh, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for being here. I remember you very, very well, Bobby. I remember you very well. Of course. Holy shit. I knew for a split second, the last thing, but when you said Robbie, Rob the dog, I was thinking Bobby. Like my brain didn't correlate for a split second there. John Mancini, you told that on Dave's After Hours. Oh, I did? The part with the shit in the ceiling? Yeah, see, I can't remember what the fuck I said. People ask me questions. But we used to drink the drinks and hide them up. We used to pop the fucking ceiling tiles and throw the drink things up there so that he wouldn't know. And then one day he was cleaning the fucking ceiling tiles. Comes down and like rain. They all come down on top of him.
Any Bob Parrish stories from World Gym? How about Rory Littlemeyer? Bodybuilding regressed after Haney. Love your live streams from right back.
Right back. It's funny you say that because I'm kind of friends still with Rory Littlemeyer. Rory Littlemeyer is a god to me. I love that guy. He's a fucking great guy. Underrated bodybuilder. Small waist, sleek lines, and fucking when I was out in Gold's Gym, you take fucking Victor Richards out of the picture, and Roy Littlemeyer was a goddamn monster. These fucking cannonball deltoids and giant arms with sleek body. Dude, he is great. And I like his mindset. He's good to everybody. He's like a God-fearing man. He's a good man. Rory Littlemeyer is my guy. I still love and respect Rory Littlemeyer to this day. He's one of my favorite bodybuilders of all time. When I saw him, I was like this. It was like 1981. He was with John Aranita, Rudy Hermosello. He was with those guys. I think he was trained.
Chuck E. Cheese says, can't see any John Mancini comments. He must have me blocked.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anything about any of that block and stuff. And you asked me about Bob Parrish stories. I was in World's Gym, and I was talking to Bob Parrish. Now, I know Bob Parrish, again, before he was Mr. California.
Brian Nasser, every time I met you, you always took the time to bullshit with me. A great guy. Thank you, brother.
Oh, Brian Nasser, thank you. He said every time I met him, I talk to everybody, bro. When I go to the clubs, my friends used to freak out because I would stop and talk to every single person that would put their hand out and talk to me. I'm a talker. She'll tell you. She hates that. We can't go to stores. We go to McDonald's. They hear my voice. They're like, hey, Greg, what do you want? They know exactly. Well, they don't even ask. They know what I want. But Shadowback, thank you so much. Barbarian Brothers really throw up. Oh, my God. The Barbarian Brothers, yes, they throw up a lot. I've seen them puke a few times, and they would throw a mat on top of it in the gym to hide it so nobody knew that they did it. It was carob milk, which is an artificial chocolate. I know. I was right there. I used to read the fucking thing with them.
Your voiceover in Kevin LeBron motivation video is my favorite motivational video.
Oh, thank you. About Kevin LeBron. Who said that?
I don't know.
About Kevin LeBron.
Breaking BA?
Breaking BA, thank you so much. Kevin LeBron's my friend, and I've known Kevin LeBron before he was a pro bodybuilder. Okay, and you can ask him. We're good friends. I love Kevin. He's my boy. But anyway, really fast. I was talking to Bob Parrish. I was in World's Gym. It was in World's, not Gold's. I was in World's Gym. And we had known each other for a while. If you look at there's a famous picture inside Gold's Gym with me and all of this. I was to the left, and it was all these pros. Again, it's somewhere's on my Instagram. Go to my Instagram, Gregg Valentino _. You go scroll down, you'll see it. And Bob Parrish is standing kind of right next to me, and there's all these other, Samir's in there, fucking Menser's in there. Mike Mentzer, Ray Mentzer, fucking Chris Dickerson, they're all in there. So I know him a long time. Then he won Mr. California, blah, blah, blah. Then he became a pro. Then I'm out in World's Gym again, years later. And I'm talking to him. This is now this might have even been in the 90s. Somewhere around there. And I was talking to him, and that guy, Rod, that he was married to, came over and was like this. Robert, he called him Robert. He goes, Robert, we have to go. And I looked at him, and I could see he was like getting stupid, almost like I was hooking up with fucking, my wife at the time, the mother of my children was actually with me and everything. But I'm like, and she was laughing because he was getting really fucking pissed off that I was talking about Paris. You know what I mean? And I was like, holy shit, does he think like I'm trying to pick Bob up or Bob's trying to pick me up? So Bob was a nice guy. I remember when I first met him, this was in Gold's Gym back in like 82 or whatever it was. He had a little curl coming down ahead. He had this like little curl, you know what I mean? And I was like, look at this guy. But when he didn't look like much. He was a tall guy though, But when he would train and he would take his shit off, man, and muscle just came from everywhere. Like Frank Zane was like that too. So the Barbarian Brothers did throw up fucking frequently.
You like tacos de bistec?
No, I don't like tacos at all. Sorry, I don't eat Spanish food. I can't eat. I'm a bleached guinea. Okay, which means I don't eat garlic or onions. I don't eat any of that shit. And I go Jimmy the Bull, sausage and peppers and stuff. We'll eat that, but I can't eat when he eats that. I can't eat that because I can eat it only a little bit. Because the peppers fucking repeat on me, and I love peppers, but I can't eat them. But I don't like garlic and I don't like onions, so I'm a bleach guinea. So I don't eat spicy food. That one, my girlfriend, she just ate the picante shit. Before we did this, she was drinking hot sauce. She's crazy. Okay, so Brian Nasser, thank you very much, Brian. I appreciate it. There will never be anything like the 80s, even the 90s, even if I've heard your stories 100 times, I love them. Thank you, Brian. That's very nice of you to say that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. By the way, I love the 80s with the chicks because I like the big hair. My wife used to have the fucking hair like this. And, oh, man, I love that. I love 80s. I just said that to my girlfriend. My girlfriend's like, my mother had that hair in the 80s. I'm like, you know what I mean? Anyway, Greg, did Jeep Swenson really fight with Platts? Yes, because I believe, I'm not sure the whole story. I believe that Jeep's wife or girlfriend became Cheryl Platts, became Tom Platts' wife. It was over a girl. It was over that girl, Cheryl. And she became Cheryl Platts. I'm pretty sure of it. But yes, it's a true story. I got there after it happened. I just caught the end of it. They were in a parking lot. Tom Platts was beat up.
So I know we said they'll pay $5,000 for my sweaty, smelly socks.
Who said that?
But my socks don't sweat like that. Like it said, Lucy, are you willing to sell your sweaty and smelly socks? I will pay $5,000 if you send them to me. Seriously, not joking.
Okay. Trying Always says he wants to buy Lucia's sweaty, smelly socks. He'll pay $5,000. Listen to me. You put $5,000 up right now in the account. I will make sure that her fucking socks reek. I'll make sure I'll fucking rub them in her ass crack and shit so that I'll rub them on her fucking box and make sure they stink whatever you want it to smell like. You put that money in the bank and we'll do it. Trust me. For $5,000, you could smell my feet too.
I don't have those smelly feet.
I know she doesn't really have smelly feet.
My sister does.
But her sister does. And her sister, not for nothing. And she'll admit this too. Her sister's way hotter than her.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. You know that. Tell him. Is your sister hot or not? Your sister's a fucking piece of ass, bro. You guys will go crazy. Not for nothing. She's hot. But her feet reek. She'll kick off those shoes in the whole room. We run. You know what I mean? Will you imagine her telling me about her mother? My mother-in-law. Those mother-in-law stories. Oh, my mother had that big hair in the 80s. You know what I mean, like that. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like, you know what I mean? It's like seeing Andre the Giant with like a fucking big hair wig on or something like that. That's a scary fucking. That's disgusting. Anyway. It's getting late over here in the UK. Adam, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'll be on. Yes. Tomorrow night, Joe Zapata and I.
Big Snoop says that he will keep asking.
Tomorrow night, Joe Zapata and I.
Big Snoop keeps asking until you answer. Brother, if the time back to 1985, will you do the same thing to your body, or will you be more careful and focusing on bodybuilding?
Big Snoop, you know what's funny? It's hard for me to say that because it got me to where I, you know what I mean? Like all that shit, you know, I'm sorry, Big Snoop, but I think I would do the same thing all over again. I would, but I would do it smarter. How about that? I would definitely do it smarter. I wouldn't reuse needles and get any kind of infections where I need to get my fucking, you know, right arm was cut. That big fucking balloon arm was a hematoma. I would make sure that I didn't stand behind a plate when my son was up anymore. And, you know, so maybe that. But I love the juice. I love shooting it everywhere, and I can't help it. So I'm sorry. I know that sounds stupid, but, you know, listen, I might not be sitting here if it wasn't for that. You know, hi Greg. Redman R. Thank you so much. Hi Greg. I
like your videos and I've learned from you.
Oh, I've liked your videos and I've learned from you. Thank you. I hope you learn. Don't do this. Don't do what I say. Not what I do. No, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, guys.
Daryl Macias. Thanks for doing these live streams, Greg and Lucia.
Oh, no, you guys, listen. Thank you, Daryl Macias. I really appreciate that. You know, I do these things because I like to have fun with you guys. I don't care. You can ask me anything. You want to ask more about Lucia's feet, I don't give a shit. But the guy who said $5,000, I don't believe it until I see $5,000 pop up here.
The tip should pop up.
I want to see that $5,000. Bro, I'll blow you where you're smelling his, while you're smelling her. She tell me, you better blow him. Like, we need the money. While you're smelling her fucking socks.
$5,000 super chat.
Yeah, her feet don't stink though. I'm not gonna kid. I'm not gonna kid you. Her box doesn't stink. I know my mouth is on that all the time. But it's gonna be on it in a little bit here.
Was it Lucia's mom you were talking about in MD?
Yes.
Guy once.
Yes, I've been with Lucia. Okay, guys, I called her Mercedes in there because I didn't want to use her real name. Okay, and at one point I was starting to use her name a little bit. I was trying to bridge into it, but you know, she really didn't want me to, you know, she likes to stay in the shadows, bro. You know what I mean? She's been with me at the Arnold Classic. People didn't even know. You know, she's just a girl standing in the background, but that's her. You know what I'm saying? She's been with me we've been together, we're in 18 years. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, 18 years, you know what I mean? Like, we've been together a long time, and you know, yes, she was with me throughout muscular development.
Shadow back 199. Greg, why wasn't Craig Munson more popular?
Why wasn't Craig Killer Munson more popular? He called him Killer because he was a bad dude. I don't know. You know what I mean? It maybe, listen, the guys that are popular now are internet guys. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Olympia, you know, doesn't have as many followers as the Trend Boys or whatever those kids are called, or Sam Salik, you know, and is their bodies that great? Let me tell you, I'm not trying to be cocky, but when I was fucking teenage, I would have killed those kids. And when I was a fucking 21 or 20, whatever, they weren't going to beat me. And I wasn't even on the Babanya yet. You know what I mean? But they're having fun. So I'm totally cool with that. Just don't go crazy with the drugs, bro. That's all I'm going to say.
Mark R. asks, hey, Greg, do you think you know my friends Rocco Labrace and Andy Dinetta?
Do I know
Rocco Labrace?
Yeah, of course. I know Rocco Labrace. Are you talking about Rocco Labrace from Jersey? There's only one Rocco Labrace. Yeah, of course I know Rocco. He's a great guy. Rocco's one of my boys, bro. Rocco's one of my boys. Ask him. There's a great picture of this girl he was dating. I don't think he's dating her anymore, but he was like this going to me, and I was biting her tit. Ask him about it. So if you're friends with Rocco, ask him. I might know the other guy, but Dinetta. I might know Andy Dinetta, and that sounds familiar, but Rocco and I are friends. So Rocco's a great guy. I love Rocco Labrace. So if you see him, please tell him I said hello.
He said, from Jersey.
Yeah. Yes, that's my boy. Rocco Labrace is one of my boys, bro. Ask him about that picture where I'm biting that girl's boob. You know what I mean? Greg. Well, okay, I see.
The nicest pro I've ever met was Jeff King. Do you have any stories about him?
Jeff King. I know Jeff King.
Lane, 1967.
I know Jeff King. And Jeff King, he did a seminar, and I was with him. And let me tell you something. He had the most elastic skin. That was one of his things. He could take his skin and fucking pull it out like fucking. He used to do that in the seminars. Jeff King was a very great bodybuilder. I think he could have done real wonders if he went into the IFBB and he did a little bit more.
It's 10-10.
Yeah, I know.
John Mancini asked, Greg, have you been at Mandy Rose's restaurant yet in Jersey?
At where?
Mandy Rose's restaurant?
No. Mandy Rose I grew up with her mother, okay? I know Mandy since, she's Amanda Sacramento. I know her since she's young, Okay. She went to school with my nieces. My niece is also big. She just asked me, Mandy just asked, she asked Joe Zapata, how's Gregg's, his niece doing? Because my niece is a big national bikini champion, right? So, but, so Mandy lived right up the street here from me. Her mother was a fucking, was a cutie. Oh my God, did I love her mother in high school? Her mother was so cute. Had that fucking black, see, I like brunettes, right? But had that jet black hair with big black eyes, dark eyes. And her mother, Mandy's mother was, I call her Amanda. You guys call her Mandy, but whatever. Her mother was so cute in high school. And her mother's sister was in all my classes. Her mother was a couple years older than me, but her mother's sister Teresa she was a cutie too. They were all cute, The brothers I didn't get along with too well because they were, well, I won't get into that here, but I'm not going to say too much. Not Mandy's brothers, took the mothers. Same thing. Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez lives right here. We grew up here. Went to the same school. Went to school with Amanda. Went to school with my nieces, okay? Lived right up the street here. Me and Lucia, when we do the junkin', we go right outside her parents' house. You know what I mean? She throws shit away. And AOC's from here. There's a lot of people from here. Who's that? Shadowback. Thank you, my brother.
Where Matt
Mendenhall there's famous pictures of me and Rachel McClish where she's hugging me.
Were they royalty?
Were they what?
Royalty?
Yeah, I guess they were. No. Rachel McClish is bodybuilding royalty, but not Matt Mendenhall. Matt Mendenhall was a monster. Could have been the next Arnold. I think he just passed away too, maybe 2 years ago. Something. He was a big guy. I got pictures of me and him. He was a big fucking guy, bro. And he had some big square shoulders on him. He looked like Tommy Morrison to me, in the face. But he was a nice guy. He just didn't, for some reason, it just didn't make it, I liked Roy Liedlmeyer, Like 1 year, I thought, I think he beat Roy Liedlmeyer, but I thought Roy Liedlmeyer had him beat.
Brian answers in $4.99. He says,
Brian, thank you again.
To this day, the hottest chick I ever met in person was Tanya Knight. Who was hotter in your opinion?
Okay, all right, listen to me. Tanya, you like Tanya Knight? Again, Tanya Knight was in his house. Go on my Facebook. I keep saying Facebook. Go on my Instagram. And Lucia, you just posted recently the Christmas card she sent. You'll see Christmas cards that she sent me. Tanya Knight is a sweetheart. She was here at my house with Rick Valente, 1988. Yeah, same time when Leela Brada was here, 1988. That's how long I know Tanya. She just passed away. God rest her soul. Now, who did I find to be the dude? Come on, if you know me and you know I like Latinas, okay, that's my favorite flavor. Okay, I like Arab chicks. I like Latinas, like ethnic Jew chicks. I love Italian chicks. Dark hair, dark eyes, that curly hair, the whole bit, big black eyes, everything. My girlfriend has all that except my girlfriend has straight hair.
Shadowbox says, I believe Matt and Rachel, they dated at one time?
Oh, I don't think they dated. They might have done covers and stuff. Rachel's a nice girl. She was a little bit poopy-doo, but you know what I'm saying. Good, like goody two-shoe. You go on Instagram, scroll down, you'll see pictures of me and Dr. Coker, Colin Coker. You'll see me and him with Rachel, maybe 1981, 82. Okay, I was young. I had just shaved my head because I was going to get ready for a bodybuilding show. Wait, now I want to get back to what he was saying. Okay, so Brian Nasser, if you know my flavor, my royalty, my goddess in bodybuilding, in the bodybuilding world was Gladys Portuguese, who I kissed in Xenon's discotheque. Now, she was my girl. I love her. I got pictures of, again, go on my Instagram. Scroll down, because it's not something I posted recently. I had to go a couple of years ago. Scroll down, you'll see me and Gladys. It's a ton I have a lot with me and Gladys. I know her forever. I know her, then she became, I was not her boyfriend. I didn't date her. None of that shit. I just kissed her.
Brian answered, I forgot about Gladys.
Yeah, well, she was my friend's girlfriend. Brian Moss is my friend.
Linda Murray still looks great for her age.
Linda Murray.
John Mancini wrote.
Yes, John Mancini, Linda Murray was in my car when I had that argument with Mike Monterazzo. Linda Murray was in the back seat. And Sandy Rinaldi who's now Sandy, whatever. She's changed, she got married, so her name's different now. She's the IFB, the head of the women's IFBB. She was sitting in between me and Mike. Mike was in the passenger side, and she was sitting in between me and Mike. I was driving the Yukon, and in the back, I think Kevin Levrone was in the back. I had it back, and then a very back, right? Because it was my Yukon was huge. I think Kevin was in the back. Kevin Levrone. It was Linda Murray. There was somebody else in there. I can't remember everybody, but that's when I had the argument with Mike Monterazzo. With friendly argument. The one I told you last week with the Howard Stern show.
Hi from Ireland, John Heffernan.
Oh, John Heffernan. How you doing, my brother? Thank you. God bless Ireland. God bless the Irish. I like some Irish chicks, too. I like when you get the pale girls with the big dark eyes, what do they call them? Black Irish. With the dark hair. And love that. Or they could be blonde. I like dark eyes. Bath cleaning blenders in the. Oh yes. Okay, Kevnick, you're somebody who's been on here before, but you go under different names, but you know things because you're around that era. So yes, Bob Bath used to clean the fucking. We used to sit there, me and Charlie Gasparino, Fox Business News. You see him; he's always on Fox all the time. I call him Chucky because we all grew up together. And I go out with him still. We still hang out. And me, him, and his brother Jimmy, we used to sit there. We talked to Bob. Well, Bob would be cleaning the blender because the blender couldn't fit under the sink, so he would clean it in the toilet. And he used to tell us, "What, Fletcher? It's clean water. It's the same water." And we were stupid. We'd be sitting there watching him do it and be talking and not thinking of fucking he's cleaning it in the toilet. It's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy.
What was your thoughts on Rich Piana breaking BA?
Wait, my boy Sean Chestnut over there saying Irish eyes. I love Irish eyes. I love old girls. Don't think I do like blonde blood. It depends, but I'm picky about that. But there's something about dark-eyed girls I love. Glenn, have you ever been to Fifth Avenue Gym in Park Slope, Brooklyn? Kai Green used to train there. No, I used to train in the gym with Kai Green when he trained at Johnny Latz. I was only in the gym with him. I never trained with him. He'd be in the gym. He was a kid. And that's after the first time I met him, though. He had come out of that gym. And then when I trained there, I would see him there. But, Victor Martinez and we would all be there. Johnny Latz gym. What else? Where's my producer? She disappeared again. The disappearing act. What was your thoughts on Rich Piana? I liked Rich. He was all right. I mean, Rich, Rich was a character. He was portraying a character. He wasn't as crazy as people thought he was. He wasn't, you know what I mean? Like he was all right. He just liked drugs too much, He fucked around with. I'm talking about steroids. I'm talking about, they guys that do all this shit and fucking Oxycontins and all that stuff.
RBM,
no good.
RBM, thanks for answering. Go Yanks.
Who said that?
Thanks for answering. Go Yanks. RBM.
Oh, RVM. Go Yanks. RVM.
John Mancini, have you been into any haunted houses? Museums?
No, John, I haven't been in any haunted museums, but sometimes I think I live in a haunted house. My mother died in this house on the floor. You know what I mean?
It's 10:20.
Yeah, I know. We'll stop in a bit. She's like, it's 10:20 because we got to go to the stores too. But wait a minute. I just want to say something to RVM. RVM, let me tell you something. The Yankees fucking ain't going nowhere. I love them. But even the Post today said now they changed. They were saying, the Yankees are going to win everything. Now they're picking them down to the cellar. They're saying them and the Red Sox are both. The Yankees have no pitching. Stroman is Mr. May. He'll pitch great in April and May. June, you're going to see him start to fizzle. Then he's going to get injured. And then he's not either going to play the rest of the year or he's going to pitch batting practice like he always does. His ERA after July is like 7. Okay?
You're ranting. John.
Wait a minute. Hold on. And then we're talking Yankees. You never interrupt. And then Nestor Cortez always hurt. Okay? And lately he's been throwing batting practice to minor leaguers who are trying to make the majors. So Rodon, send him away, bro. He sucks. Another one, pitching batting practice to minor leaguers. The other day he said, well, this is just spring training. It doesn't count. The real, their season counts. Fuck you, stupid. And then you got Clark Schmidt. Who else we have? Already, DJ LeMayo, already hurt. Aaron Judge, he's playing, but he's saying he's hurt. Hurt his obliques. He won't be playing for long. You watch. He's going to be pulling his hurt shit. Rizzo is already hurt. He'll play, but, he's already, so he'll be hurt soon again. Fucking Giancarlo Stanton, how long till he fucking pulls a hamstring, pulls a quad? Nobody hits on that team. Anthony Volpe hit 210 last year. 210. Okay? He's not, I'm not sold on any of these guys. Verdugo, give me a break. You know what I mean? What's his name in center field? Fucking, what the, Jesus Christ, I just had his name. He fucking sucks too for the Padres. He sucks.
LeMahieu?
He's not, no. LeMahieu sucks. LeMahieu's done. He's been washed up for a couple of years.
Is that from the movie Sin?
Lou, let me finish. Jesus, we're talking Yankees. Stop interrupting. Fucking, what's his name in center field that they just got? He's a fucking dude. He doesn't bat 200. He bats under 200. I don't care how many balls he saves in the outfield. Bullshit. I'm telling you, we got no hitters. The only ones that can hit is Soto and fucking what's his name, Gleyber Torres. Other than that, nobody hits on that team. Maybe Wells is a catcher. We'll see. But you got no pitcher. Who's your relief pitcher? You're going to tell me that we're going to go all the way to the World Series where Clay Holmes is your closer? He was. Remember 2 years ago when he was lights out? He had like a 0 ERA until mid-June. Then after that, it was tee-off time, and he was so bad. Wait a minute. Hold on. He was so bad that they took him out of the closer role and stuck in Chapman, who lost that role earlier in the year, and then he sucked. Yeah, hold on. West Coast Johnny, she's driving me crazy. How you doing, my brother? Great to see you here. Anything you need, you let me know. I'll help you with any of that stuff. And West Coast Johnny's my boy, guys. I'm sorry, Johnny. I just got to rant about the Yankees. And they fucking. Let me tell you something. You got nobody in that team. Their fucking bullpen's gone. They said they got rid of Wandy Peralta, who was an innings eater. Eat innings. You got nobody. You got nobody in that fucking bullpen, bro. You got rid of Burrito, who's good. You got Michael King. Come on. There's a lot of guys. They're all gone. You got let go of 8 pitchers. You got none back. We're fucked. I'm just telling you that right now. Anyway, you're not going to beat Baltimore. You're going to have trouble beating Toronto. You're certainly not going to beat the fucking Astros. I hate the fucking Astros, but what are you going to do? So anyway, West Coast Johnny's my boy.
My friend's sister is Rosemary Cheeseman Jennings.
Thank you. See, Sean said, shush, Lucia.
I know, I said that. My friend's sister is Rosemary Cheeseman Jennings, women's IFBB pro back in the 90s. Familiar?
No.
Anyway, Greg, do you have any Lyle Alzado stories? That's from Shadowback.
Shadowback. I just told if you watch this from the beginning, I just told the Lyle Alzado story. I just told how, I was in the gym when I was actually happened to be talking to one of the Bears. I don't remember if it was Peter or David. You know what I mean? You're talking, this was like 1981. And they had been staying at Alzado's house, like house sitting, and he was gone. He was in Europe for a while. He came back, and they wrecked his house. So he called Gold's Gym and told Gronkowski, make sure that the fucking Barbarian Brothers are there. I'm coming down, and I'm going to kick their ass right in the fucking gym. And I was right there, and I was talking to the Barbarian Brother, and Gronkowski comes over, tells me, hold on a second. He goes, let's go. You out, let's go. We got to go right now. Get the fuck out of here right now. You and your brother, we got to go. Because they were coming in. Alzado came in and caused a big scene up at the front. They had just left. I was there about 15, 20 minutes later. Alzado comes in and caused a monster scene, telling them, I'm going to kill them. I'll find them. If they're at Worlds, I'll go over there. I don't give a fuck. They're dead. When I get them, they're dead. Now, did he ever kick their ass? I don't think so. I think they got it squashed, and I think Gronkowski's the one who helped him, but I was there. Okay, relax. Tell her to relax again.
Shadowback, were you friends with Mike Quinn?
Shadowback, yes, I was friends with Mike Quinn. Yes, Shadowback, yes, I was friends with Mike Quinn. I'm also friends with Vinny Pazienza, who used to even tell me Mike Quinn used to start fights all the time. Mike Quinn was a very colorful man, very colorful. I was there when me, him, and Bob Bonham were talking. We were at a dinner, and at that table at the time, Vince McMahon was trying to negotiate with the IFBB because he was trying to get in with the IFBB or possibly even buy the IFBB. And it was a big fight, and he had just started, before that, he had just started the WBF, whatever the fuck it was. But he had wanted to get in, take over the IFBB. And fucking Jim Mannion and him Jim Mannion went after him, and Weinberger was there and everything, and we were right there. So we stood there. Me and Bob jumped in, but we just stood there like this, so they couldn't get by us. But McMahon just stood up. He didn't try to get by us, but Quinn jumped on top of Mannion. And it was Mannion. He was like a madman. They had to hold him back. They were grabbing him like this. And McMahon just stood there like this, you know. He had a suit and tie on and just stood there like this. Now, if you let them go, could McMahon fight him? I don't know. But I got to tell you something. Jim Mannion's a tough guy. Don't kid yourself. Jim Mannion was a tough guy. Everybody thinks Vince McMahon, because he lifted weights, was big. Don't mean anything. Lifting weights means nothing. My money would have been on fucking McMahon. Would have been on Mannion. I was there. I saw it. But there was a little bit of, not fear, but there was a hesitation in McMahon's face. Bob and I stood there just like a wall, but we didn't have to do anything because McMahon wasn't moving. He had a, I know, Lucia, what the fuck? Stop it. She keeps telling me the fucking time. I know. Holy shit. Well, if I needed a clock, I'll get one.
Do you think
you just want to fucking beat you in your fucking
Do you think
culo?
Do you think Amin is innocent?
Do I think Amin is? Oh, I don't know. I'm not getting involved in that one. I'm not getting involved in that Amin one. I like Amin. I hope he lives a long life and nothing happens to him.
Did you see the exhibition between the Yankees and Mexico City?
The exhibition where you're talking about the exhibition between the Yankees and Mexico City. You're talking about where Trevor Bauer's like fucking just shutting him down. Dude, I don't understand why nobody wants to fucking sign Trevor Bauer.
Shadowback, I would watch you every day, Greg. Love these stories.
Thank you, Shadowback. I appreciate it. You got to understand, I've been around. You think these guys are old school? Motherfucker, I started competing in 1976. You know what I mean? And people don't realize that. I was a teenager. I was beating grown-ass men. There was no NPC. It was AAU. You know what I mean? This is a long time ago.
West Coast Johnny, I'm a huge fan of the Oakland A's. I'm bummed they're moving to Vegas.
Wait a minute, Johnny. I didn't even know that. West Coast Johnny, they're moving to Vegas? That's because Oakland, they've destroyed that town. That city. They're savages. Savages are ruling. They're killing fucking California. And they're killing New York. New York and California should secede from the United States. If they do, I'm leaving. That's the only way I'll get out of New York. That's the only way I'll get out of New York. I can't stand it. I mean, it's bad here where I live, too. It's bad.
Cape Verde had wrote, Red Sox will win it all. LOL.
Cape Verde. Is it Kid or Kate? Who is it? Cape Verde?
C-A-P-E. Yeah.
All right, you talk about the Red Sox. Not for nothing. Let's be honest. I'm telling you here, the Yankees fucking suck. Okay? They're overrated. You're going to see we got no pitching, no bullpen, trouble. And nobody hits on that team. They didn't hit last year. They're not going to hit this year. Okay? One guy's not going to change the whole team. But no offense, but the Red Sox are right there, bro. They're right there with them. They're not going to win shit. And I'm not saying it because I'm I don't like the Red Sox, but they're my son's favorite team. And my son goes to Fenway all the time.
Have you worked out with Larry Pollock?
Have I worked out with Larry Pollock?
G.G.
No.
Allen.
No. G.G. Allen. No, did you shit on him? I get it, G.G. Allen. I know what you mean, G.G. No, I've never worked out with Larry. Larry's a good guy, but I never worked out with Larry, no. I don't really work out with too many people because I train fast, like lots of sets, lots of reps. You know what I'm saying? I do the John DeFendis intensity or insanity. And if any of you know John DeFendis, you tell him Greg said that, and he knows me very well for 40 years, or more. We were teenage bodybuilders at the same time, me and John DeFendis. And John DeFendis was a great bodybuilder. Well, I love that guy. He's great. He's very smart. But when it comes to training, he don't fuck around. He'll train you in the ground. But you know that you trained. But, all right, so I got about 5 minutes, and then I got a boogie. Because I got to take her to the store. But first, she's going to get a little spam, I think. A little bit of spam.
John Mancini wrote, can't believe what happened to the bridge that collapsed.
John Mancini said he can't believe what happened to the bridge. Yeah, well, I don't know. How do you drive into that and not see it? Like you drove right into the pile.
Commented,
Mr. G's here?
Greg, I did intensity and insanity.
Mr. G is my boy. That's my boy. Everybody show love to Mr. G. George, man. George Smalley, bro, is an inspiration to me. Anybody at 66 can go in there. And George, I don't know if you saw the show the other day, but I stuck up for you. And Jimmy the Bull called me after the show, and he was like, "Good deal," because I don't understand it. I think what you're doing is phenomenal. I love it. And Lucia, didn't I say the other day, just you and I driving in the car? I said, if I was down in Florida, I would go to the gym with George. I would love to fucking do that. You're an inspiration to me, George.
Shadowback said $4.99.
Shadowback, thank you.
Lee Haney had a fitness Zoom call a couple of years ago, and my final question to him, if he went over your house, and he said, yes, you're the man, Greg. And then Oakland,
thank you, Shadowback.
Johnny says, yeah, I sold my property in Oakland. The city is in sad shape. Bad mayors and governor.
Yes, Johnny, I'm so sorry. It is bad over there. It's bad here.
Mr. G, they have no idea about fight training.
Oh, George, I don't know if you saw it, Mr. G. If you saw that video, I was trying to explain that to him. I mean, these guys are, George, you know what's funny? We were just talking about Tyson, right? And these guys, they see these videos where Tyson, for 10 seconds, is standing there, hitting the bag. That's 10 seconds. What does he do after that? That's only 10 seconds. That's bullshit. They think that you should be doing shit like that. No. First of all, they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. But listen, I tried to tell them that I get attacked for telling it. You know what I mean? But you got my love and my respect always, George. Always. You know what I mean? And to me, you're an inspiration. I think what you're doing is phenomenal. You guys all know. That's Mr. G over here. He's talking in here right now. Show him some love.
West Coast Johnny, does Greg have any Annabelle Lopez stories?
No, West Coast Johnny, I did meet Annabelle Lopez. I actually liked him. I liked Annabelle Lopez, to be honest with you, West Coast. Johnny, sorry, my boy Johnny. He I don't have any stories. I've met him. That's all that's happened.
John Smith said, hell yeah, Mr. G is an inspiration. Training camp is brutal.
You see that? John Smith just said, hell yeah, Mr. G is an inspiration. Training camp is brutal. Listen, Mr. G, 66 years old. These guys have been fighting
for Romano is always a killjoy.
For years. John Mancini just said Romano's a killjoy. Listen, let me tell you something. I'd like to see them get in the ring with George.
Mr. G says I train with former and current UFC champions.
Mr. G says he trains with former and current UFC champions, and I know he does. But the thing is, you don't think those guys respect him? He's 66 years old. He's been doing this for months. That's it. Maybe a year, whatever it's been. But only down there, you know what I mean? He's only been down there for, I don't even know if it's been a year, maybe a year. These guys have been doing this for fucking since they were kids. You know how many UFC guys started when they were kids? Mother took them to Taekwondo or whatever,
You never put down a friend as bad as they put down Mr. G.
You don't put guys down.
RX Muscle, you can literally get sued for that.
You don't put a guy down. You don't put Mr. G or any of these guys down. I don't like when they talk about his cookie. Tell him, we need to do this kind of cookie, do that kind of cookie. Let the guy, he's got his own business. Let him do what he wants to do.
Dave and John were really showing some jealousy, saying Mr. G should have showed real training.
Dave, who said that?
Hey, Mr. G from Australia. Who said that?
George, read some of these comments because they're all talking to you. They're all talking to you.
Frank
Thomas said that Dave and John were really showing some jealousy, saying Mr. G should have shown some real training. What do they know? What's real training? What are they talking about? What do they think that George is sweating his ass off in it? What do they want to, what are they looking for? What do they want to see him do? I don't get that,
Those that can't do, those that can't talk about it.
Right. Those that can't teach, those that can do. That's what I always say. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Even my boy from Ace Sunglasses right there, by the way, Ace Sunglasses makes the sunglasses I wear, Julie Priest wears, and Jimmy the Bull. And, again, this is just indoor shit. Outdoor, I would never wear this shit. Outdoor, forget about it. Ace Sunglasses, they block the UVA rays because I can't see. That is a fight. That is a fight situation training. Right, of course. George, all these guys are showing you love and respect. I want you to know that.
Greg, what's your virginity losing story?
My virginity losing story? Dude, I lost my virginity so long ago, I don't even remember. That's, you're talking, Christ, I was young. Oh, man. My virginity losing story. Oh, boy. I don't know. It was maybe 1975, 76. I can't even remember. I was already fucking around with strippers though, because we used to sneak into the club. I used to say we were 18. I used to use my friends back then. Driver's license didn't have pictures. You know what I mean? I used to memorize my friend Kevin Carazon. I used to memorize his date of birth, and I'll tell you, what's your date of birth? You know, like that kind of shit. Where do you live? And then that's what you had to do. They didn't have pictures. You could even erase sometimes. Guys who were good at that could erase, like, instead of 1975 or something, you could write 1973 or whatever whatever you had to do. Yeah, I got a couple minutes, guys, and I gotta go.
You should get Lee Haney to come over your house and film eating pasta. That would go viral. Shadowback Road.
Oh, Shadowback Road. You should get Lee Haney come on over your house. Yeah, but can I tell you guys something? You guys really don't believe that was fucking pasta from fucking 1987, do you? I don't want to fucking rain on your parade, but I'm gonna have Lee Haney come over and eat the Lee Priest pasta. How about that? We have to get Mr. G's cookie and have Lee Haney try one of Mr. G's cookies, because they are the best. By the way, and I'm not just saying that to grease his ass. Mr. G is my boy. I love Mr. G. If I lived down there, I'd be doing MMA right next to him. We'd be doing it together as buddies. We'd be training buddies, because that's my boy. What are you guys asking me? You lost it to a stripper. Listen, my mother, yes, no, I didn't. It wasn't at the prom. I brought a stripper to my prom, but I had already fucked around before. To my prom, I brought a stripper because I worked in a strip club. But I had fucking gonorrhea when I was in high school. My mother was like, "Why do you have blood on your underwear?" You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Oh fuck," I had to tell her. You know what I'm saying? It was bad. Dude, you think fucking chlamydia is bad? I had gonorrhea, and that shit's bad, really bad. I was fucking pigs from when I was young. I never did eat. My sister, even when she did the show, they interviewed her once, but she's gone now. She passed away. But she used to even say my brother did everything. It was crazy. I did crazy shit in school. The frozen pasta, the way Lee spat it out. Yes, that was great. The way Lee spit that pasta out. He's funny. Lee's a pisser. If you're around Lee, we don't talk about bodybuilding. We're all friends, bro. We don't sit around talking about bodybuilding. You know what I mean? If I sat with George, we were to go out to eat, you think George and I are going to just sit there talking about weightlifting and bodybuilding? We might talk about some stuff, not what we do, but like certain people, whatever, But I don't care about bodybuilding and weightlifting, and I don't give two shits about that stuff. You know what I mean? It's not what I talk about. I like everything. I like history. I love all, you name it. I was friends with fucking Ben Weeder. I used to talk with him about history, and don't believe John. Don't believe John. I don't like when John said, again, I love Ben Weeder, and he was a great guy. I still have his fucking phone number in my old fucking flip phone. That guy, John used to say that he used to wear, because he was a leading authority on Napoleon Bonaparte, and John used to say that he would put he bought Napoleon Bonaparte's hat. Now, he may have had that. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't talk to him about that. We did talk a lot about Napoleon, but he didn't tell me he bought his hat. But John used to say he would put it on his head and march around his apartment naked, or his house naked. That's not true. Greg, what are your thoughts about Josephina Arnold's son? Do you know him? No, I know Patrick Schwarzenegger. I don't know Joseph, the other one. I never met him. I know Patrick. Patrick kissed my girlfriend for her birthday. I had Patrick kiss my girlfriend. I know Patrick very well. If you ever bump into Patrick, ask him. We know each other very well. He's a good kid. I like Patrick Schwarzenegger, to be honest with you. And let me tell you something. He's tall. He's taller than Arnold. And he's a good-looking boy. He's a nice kid. I like him. Down to earth. Very down to earth. Nothing snobby about him. I met the daughters, too. They were a little different. Shadowback. Greg, think Bev Francis should have placed higher? You're asking me a question that... I liked Bev Francis. I get along with Bev Francis. Do I think she should have placed higher? I think she needed more femininity. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though there's, like, if you look at old pictures of Bev when she had the abs and she was ripped and she was jacked and all that shit, there's girls today that are bigger and way bigger than her, more ripped and everything, but they're more feminine. You know what I mean? it's I can't explain it to you. You know, she would do poses like this, where she'd almost like be like a muscular. It's you know what I mean. It's more of that. So it depends on what your criteria is in the judging. If you're looking for femininity or you're looking for jackness, you know. Brian Nasser, good night, Lucia and Greg, and thank you. Brian, thank you, and good night to you. I'm going to wrap it up in a second here, guys. I'll take a couple more questions. Brian, thank you so much. God bless. I'll be here again next, what's today? Wednesday. Next Wednesday, too. And tomorrow, I'll be on with Joe Zapata. Tomorrow, we're doing StreamYard, so it's not going to be like those two little things. And he said he has a surprise for me. Somebody huge in the industry wants to just come on to say hello to me because we're old friends. I think I know who it is already. Yeah, buddy. I think. We'll see. So Joe didn't want to tell me who it was. I think I know who it is. Somebody I know a long time, and we're old friends. And if you saw the video with Ronnie on Joe's channel, Ronnie even tells Joe, Greg and I go way back. So I know him a long time. Anyway, so I don't know if that's who it is. We'll see. White Goodman. Greg, is your GF going to sell her huge socks to that one? Listen, she'll sell. I mean, for $5,000, I'll sell my underwear. You know what I mean? I'll wear them too. I mean, with me still wearing them. You tell that guy that I noticed that guy disappeared. Put the $5,000 up, and I can promise you, we'll next day FedEx her socks. But she don't stink. You know what I mean? She doesn't stink. Martin Scorsese. Somebody's asking me about that. I don't know what you're asking me. Then he said, Shadowback's asking me about that. I haven't missed a Zapata podcast yet. Much love to Joe. And thank you, Skip. Thank you. Skip's a long-time guy, one of my guys here. Thank you, Skip. I appreciate that. Joe and I will be on tomorrow night at, is it 7 or 8? Oh, my God, I just lost it. I think it's 8, right? Yeah, well, tomorrow it's 7 or 8. Joe, what do we do? Lucia, what do we do? Is it 7 or 8?
8 o'clock.
Oh, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Dude, what's wrong with me? Good night, guys. Thank you, Sean Chestnut. Thank you so much. Brian Zapata is awesome. Thank you, Brian. Skip, again, thank you. I appreciate it. Big Hama, or whatever it is. What do you think of upcoming Phil Heath documentary called Breaking Olympia? I don't know. I have, Phil Heath's all right. I've met him. I don't really know him well. I know him, but I'm not I never hung out with him. I wish him the best of luck, to be honest with you. I'm not too into all this modern bodybuilding bullshit today because they killed the sport that I love. Thank you, John Mancini. You're my boy. He's saying 8 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you, John. Skip, thank you again. The West Coast Johnny, my boy. Thank you so much, Johnny. It's always great talking to you. If you need my help with anything, please ask. Shadowback, thank you. You did an interview on John Hansen's Beginning Bodybuilding History channel. I watched it. If you didn't interview John, did I? I don't know. I've done so many Shadowback. I've done so many shows. I don't even know who I do what. I'm doing shows all the time. I don't know who the fuck shit I've done. I'm so bad, guys. Guys, you know what's funny? If you ask me to TV, what? Yeah, I know. We're going. She's breaking my balls. She wants that piece she got. John Klein, thank you so much, man. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't deserve shit, but thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. God bless you, John. I was just about to say something great. Thank you, Daryl Macias, who's been around forever. Harry Nutt is another one of my guys. Thank you. Yeah, I fucking shitting on Jane magazine. That was in Brooklyn. Thank you, Harry Nutt. Daryl Macias, thank you so much. You've been around for a long time, always supporting me. Thank you so much. John Mancini, you're a good man. Thank you, John. I you're a good man. I'm telling you, you're a good man. Thank you so much. God bless. And what was okay? So Donkey Kong's asking me, Greg Ratio again. Thank you, Donkey Kong. Thank you so much. God bless, Sean. All you guys. So listen, I gotta get off. I gotta take her to the stores, but first I gotta take her to heaven, if you know what I mean. Yeah, right. No, I'm gonna bang her, but I don't know if 7 for her, but it's 7 for me. Anyway. Thank you, guys. James, have a good night. James Clark, Chuck E. Cheese Ranch. Thank you. Breaking BA, thank you. Captain Protein, my boy George, thank you so much. You know, Lucia and I love and support you, George. And you know what? No bad words ever come out from me, and I tell them that. They know that. You know, so no, you're my guy. And I wish I was in Florida. If one day I do go to Florida, I'm going to go near you, and we're going to go to that gym together because I would love to, get it. You motivate me, George. God bless you. James Clark, thank you. Mark Burton, thank you. John Mancini, and Brian Camp. Thank you, guys. I love all you guys. Thank you so much. I'm shit without you guys. So please, thank you. All right. Again. All right. Santiago Fabiano, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Brandon Jimenez, thank you. John again, Mancini. Brandon Momos for life, man. Thank you. Brian Kemp, thank you. All right, guys, I'm out. I love you guys, and we're out. Okay.